live. We're live. What's up, Matt Cox? Welcome back.
What's going on?
Thank you for coming back, and thank you for auctioning off your $1 million piece of artwork. Well, go ahead. Tell everybody what we're doing today with your art. Oh yeah, we got all kinds of feedback.
What are we doing? What?
Tell the audience today what we're doing here today, and what's going on with your $1 million piece of stolen artwork. What are you doing?
First of all, I mean, what? You know what it really is?
What is it really?
Really, I have like no money coming in. I got turned down for unemployment, even though
what?
Yeah, yeah. Listen to this.
How did you get turned down?
I have no idea. Like I've applied multiple times, and it's even under review. I just because here's the thing: I was doing okay, but then suddenly, like a week or two ago, I realized I have no money coming in. Like the next month, I'm going under, practically. So I have no painting jobs going right now. And I actually have one painting job. I actually took the money for it. I haven't done the painting yet. I started the painting. I had to go to Utah. I had to do a bunch of stuff. Anyway, so so then you called me and you said, hey, let's do a podcast, whatever. And I was like, yeah. And you said, what do you want to do? And I said, bro, I got to fucking paint. I got to get rid of it. I got a painting. Yeah. I need to sell a painting.
Mm-hmm. That's what we're here for.
So that's what we're here for.
That's what we're here to do, ladies and gentlemen. Right. We are here for nothing else than to sell a painting and to help out Matt Cox.
And I need people to subscribe to my channel.
He needs more subscribers, and he needs more people to buy this motherfucking book.
I need people to buy my
Shark
book
in the housing pool.
And
I just bought my copy.
And I don't even know where I'm at. And you know what else I have? So that's me. Is this me?
That's you.
And you know what else I have? I have merchandise. Everybody was like, if you get shirts and merchandise, great. I put up merchandise a week ago. I think I've sold a shirt. And I even hit a bunch of people up. Guys are like, bro, I totally support you. Like, you're awesome. You're amazing. You're this. And I'm like, great. Hey, I got merchandise. You want to buy a shirt for $25, bro? Go to my thing. They're like, yeah, bro, as soon as I get paid. As soon as you get paid, it's $25 fucking dollars. Bro, I mean, honestly, if you don't, come on, it's $25.
Yeah.
World's hurting right now.
I know these guys all got unemployment. I know guys that are making $700 a week. Plus they got the Trump check.
Oh yeah.
I mean, what's going on?
We're getting another one.
I paid in last year for like $400 to self-employment taxes.
God damn.
They turned me down.
They're
I literally
scamming
worked
you.
all last year. And they turned me down.
The system's
insane.
they're getting get back on you for all that money you stole from them.
This is bullshit. But you know what? I guarantee I got to make my restitution payment.
Did you get a Trump check?
Me?
Yeah. we don't have, not on camera.
What? No. I got a Trump check.
Oh, you did?
Oh, yeah. My probation officer knows I got a Trump check.
Oh, okay.
Because I said, hey, do I have to pay my restitution on the Trump check? She said, no.
Nice. Danny said we're getting another one.
I heard that.
Or Bobby told me.
Was it me? I don't think it was me. I did hear we were getting another one.
Yeah, I heard it was in July. Well, July is almost over.
Almost over, yeah.
I don't know when that. So I'm not sure what's happening with that.
So tell us about your painting we got here today. What inspired that piece of fine art?
See, you run with it. I'll bet you're great at it.
Matt,
this means
Luke
to me.
will sell it.
How does
you
this
sell
make
it
you
first.
feel?
Yeah, you sell it first, then we'll have Luke try to sell it for you.
This is the Joker wearing the Joker mask in The Dark Knight when he robs the bank at the beginning of the movie, where all the guys have the Joker mask, and he's got one too. And you don't really realize it's him until the end. Well, actually, you kind of know it's him. But anyway, he takes it off at the end of the movie. Every person kills each other as they complete their job. He gets the money. He takes off. It goes off perfectly. It was a perfectly prepared plan by a complete sociopath. And
perfect.
Yeah, that's it. And that's the quote he says at the very end of the bank robbery, which is, "Whatever doesn't kill you simply makes you stranger." And it's great, and it's on YouTube too. There's got like 10 different clips of somebody they've posted it. So it's great. That's it. I'm not that great at it.
And you mentioned earlier that you thought that was the perfect bank robbery, right?
Yeah,
why is that the perfect bank robbery?
Well, I don't know if it's a perfect one. I love the bank robbery from Heat too. That's just a classic. It's an amazing movie. You know the other one, The Inside Man. Did you ever see the movie The Inside Man? The guy actually stays in the bank after the robbery. He builds a false wall.
Oh yeah, I have seen that.
Amazing.
That's a good movie.
Amazing.
The whole movie takes place in like one location, right?
Right.
Yeah.
At the bank. It's perfect. It's a great it's a great film. Anyway, people love the Joker, and people keep comparing me to the Joker, and so.
And you feel like you can relate to the Joker.
I do. I feel like we're kindred spirits. I told you about the chick that this producer who like wanted me to do a host like a show, and we had a whole discussion about the show and what it would be, and I was like, man, I loved her idea of the show. And then after she went and started pitching the show, it changed to suddenly where I'm a guy trying to turn around businesses that are getting robbed or something. It's like, what? I was like, no.
I'm not doing all that.
You're not. No, I said, you're trying to make me sound like a Boy Scout. I said, no, I said, I was okay because before you were portraying me kind of like the Joker, and now you're trying to turn me into the Boy Scout. And I can't be a boy. Nobody's going to believe that. You've heard me talk. Nobody's going to buy that I'm trying to do the right thing, and you're being taken advantage of, and I want to help fix your I'm not going to, I can't do it. I can't do it. So anyway, yeah. We need to sell this painting.
How much?
I need $600 for it, but I'll take more.
Luke, what are your thoughts on this painting? Luke also has a fine arts degree.
So what do we do? We just have
Absolutely.
them bid in here or what?
Yeah, people are bidding in the.
They're
in the
bidding?
chat. Right now, it's at $125.
125. Are you serious?
It started
Bro.
at 20.
20. Nice. Honestly,
Nice.
That's nice. Honestly, yeah, look at like this too. Is that
shit.
the canvas alone costs $80? Yeah. You know the canvas. You know the canvas and the acrylic paint.
The
What's the
time.
material? The total materials on that?
Total materials.
Yeah, with canvas, with the paint,
Probably 110.
110.
Probably $100. 100. It's hard to tell because you buy a
Paintbrush.
and Matt signed it at the bottom.
paintbrush. No,
Couple paintbrushes.
You're using the paintbrush, but it's like the paint. You're not using a whole tube of paint, but you are using at least. There's probably at least 8 different colors in there. So each thing's
8, huh?
8 or 9 different. $8 or $9. 8 or 9 different tubes of paint. You don't use them all though, so whatever. Probably around $100, 110, $100, something like that.
Want me to sell it?
Yeah, sell it for us.
So Matt told you what it is, and I'll tell you what it means.
Yeah, all right.
This is what you learn in art school, folks.
Yeah, this is what you learn at Leo Burnett selling Marlboro cigarettes.
Or Leo Burnett.
So, the interesting thing about this painting here is the 3 clowns that we have here all interacting with each other. You have the leader out front, who is the strong, dominant presence of the group, and he is leading the group. Hold on.
He's got weird fingers.
Okay, I got it. So this is kind of like a combination of all the different personas that Matt has embodied over his criminal career.
You just
He has
switched.
the strong leadership role in the front, and then he has the 2 hesitant ones behind him, hiding behind this leader. They don't really know where they're going, and they're not fully in focus and fully in color yet, so they're not really strong enough to be out there on their own. So I like to imagine this front, more dominant character is emblematic of who Gary Sullivan was at his peak. Like during peak performance, this is Gary Sullivan. He
How
is
you remember
strolling
these
into
names.
Bank of America right now. Fake credit cards, fake IDs, and just a head full of steam because he knows he's going into that bank and he's getting exactly what he wants. And you see the texture in the background with all the laughing. That's Matt when he's leaving, and that's why it's to his back, because he's leaving the bank laughing with millions of dollars.
Wow, that was
That's
strong.
better than what I did. That's better than mine. Yeah.
Some guy just said $600.
Gary
Not-
Sullivan.
I need it.
Keep it going.
That's
Keep
how
it
you
going.
sell-
It's worth at least
If
$1,000.
you really said you gotta actually send it in the chat.
Well, we're gonna at the end. Whoever's got the highest.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah,
whoever-
highest.
You don't
So
buy it
how are we
outright.
gonna do it? So how are we gonna actually
The doc
complete the
said
transaction?
1,000.
You
I
do.
think he's fronting.
Yeah, you also understand that it has to be shipped.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And the problem
You
is,
need shipping.
luckily, this is not. This
Are you
is
gonna
about-
ship it for free?
Shipping is probably. I mean, I'll work it out with the guy. I mean, it's probably going to be $80 to $100 at FedEx to have it
Okay.
shipped. Now, if it's local,
Okay.
great. But if it's not, if it's
All right,
like
so
I
keep
shipped
in mind it's about $100 to ship this thing. So
I've shipped a couple canvases that were 5 foot by 4 foot to Texas, and a couple to Illinois. Those were about 130, 120 to 130.
How many hours did you put into that?
That?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we just asked.
God, I don't know. That's fucking hard to say, bro. I don't know.
it's hard to say,
It's
bro.
hard to say because I don't sit down at one. It could be anywhere between 20
You don't
and
do
30
it in
hours.
one sitting.
Yeah, don't do it in one sit.
Yeah.
You paint a little bit, you do something, you come back, you paint, the paint has to dry,
And you're thinking about
you're thinking about it,
Just
you're
'cause
thinking
not
what's
at the
this?
canvas doesn't mean
Yeah.
you're not working.
Right, because let's face it, this isn't a picture. I didn't pull this picture off the internet.
Yeah, you did.
Project it and then paint it. You know, everything's
That didn't come
original.
out of your imagination.
Yeah, well, the face, the mask came off of the movie.
Right.
You can find those online.
Somebody said $2,000 if you accept in 5 minutes.
If you accept and if you.
He
What
accepts.
does that mean?
I
I
don't
accept
know.
$2,000.
Of course.
Yeah, like if you want to pay $2,000 to this right now, then do it.
Absolutely.
You got a deal.
It's the same
We'll-
guy. He's
we'll
outbid
stop-
himself
listen, we'll
twice
spend the-
already.
You
He went from
send me-
6 to 1,000 to 2,000.
You
The
send
same
me
guy.
you send
Work.
you send $2,000 right now. We stop talking about the painting. We're
It's
talking about
gone.
something completely different. You got the painting, and I'll pay to have it shipped.
PayPal the money now,
Pay it, pal.
And I'll send,
Pay
and I'll
it,
throw in a
pal.
book.
and give you the book, and we'll autograph it.
Wow, that's a bargain.
We'll even throw in a concrete hoodie.
So what's your PayPal, Matt? We got to put your PayPal in there.
What do I?
We'll
send
tell.
it to?
Well, if you're serious, we'll give you the PayPal at the end. But it's
If you're-
signed
if
by
you're
Matt
re-
Cox.
If you're ready to send $2,000 right now, I'll send you the PayPal right now.
Yeah, Cash App, Matt Cox.
Yeah, send them.
yeah,
like,
they're full of shit. They're just trolling.
You
Yeah,
have Cash App?
I do have Cash.
Yeah,
App.
all
Hell yeah, everybody got Cash App.
I do have Cash App.
Do you want to just put your name in there, and if he drops it, then
He said send the PayPal email.
Yeah, here's Matt. Let's give your Cash App. That's the best way to
Yeah,
do it. I
Yeah,
think.
'cause
PayPal.
shit, they might
They
just
asked for
donate
PayPal.
you money anyway.
I have PayPal.
Okay, well, tell me your PayPal email.
All right, I'll do it right now. Let's see. What do you think?
Do you want to tell it to everybody?
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
yeah. They just,
So I guess they
send
just
the
send
money.
the money.
yeah,
All right.
so they can rob you through PayPal.
Yeah.
Can they?
I don't, I'm sure they can.
No.
Danny got hacked.
Yeah.
That was
Did you?
Yeah.
No, not my PayPal.
No.
What got hacked?
Your Instagram.
Oh, what the fuck does that have to do with PayPal?
I'm sure they could hack PayPal too.
Yeah, I'm sure anything can get hacked. You fuck.
So what are you saying?
Oh my god, dude.
We're talking about hacked. I said you got hacked. You got hacked. You are a hack.
So what's up, Matt? Did you where didn't you just get back from
Can you
Utah?
do me up?
Yes.
What were you doing in Utah?
Hey, wait a second.
We got Mountain Dews on deck.
Oh yeah. Look at a little mini boy.
I just sent it to you.
We got Mountain Dews. We're rolling.
Who? I just sent it to you.
That's fine. What were you doing in Utah?
Matt only accepts Bitcoin.
You need a smaller koozie for that thing.
What was I doing in Utah?
Yeah.
I was doing videos based on for some guys that are selling a series.
Oh, really?
They're creating like a series around how to not get ripped off in real estate and different types of frauds that are committed, and it's a whole thing. They're going to sell them to real estate investment clubs around the country. I mean, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. And the one guy is named. He's a real estate investor. He does what's called he does wholesaling. Wholesaling is. So both of them are wholesalers, and. So we did a whole series of videos, and Ben actually has a YouTube channel.
Who does?
Ben,
Who's Ben?
He's one of the guys that was the real estate investor
That
that I
flew you
did
out there.
that flew me out there. Super cool guy. See, he took his whole family and they sailed around like the Caribbean for like a year, for like 2 or 3, I think for like a year or two.
Wow.
Now he's driving. Now he's got them all in an RV, driving them around the country. And he was in Utah, and so they flew me out there. What is it?
What are you laughing about?
What is it?
These comments are
How
funny.
fucking high are you?
This guy said Matt only accepts social security numbers.
Some of these guys get really creative. I mean, listen. Some of the best some of the best comments are from these guys. I've heard some of the funniest shit from these guys. Listen, everybody that when I say, "Hey, go buy a T-shirt," they half of them come back, bro. I'll buy a T-shirt if you make one that says I have Matt Cox. I got a fine arts degree. I'm like, come on.
So you're assuming I'm Gary Sullivan. You make a shirt that says you're assuming I'm Gary Sullivan.
Oh yeah.
Well, that's cool. What else you been doing? You've been making like new content for your YouTube channel. Some reviewing con movies.
Yeah.
Yeah. How's that going?
I mean, I don't have any subscribers. I got like 14,000 subscribers. I need a bunch of subscribers.
You got what? 14,000?
Yeah, 14,000 subscribers. So
That's not bad. That's
the
something.
problem is that people subscribe and they don't hit the the button that the notify button. So they don't watch.
You got to turn on
they're
the
not-
notifications.
Right, you got to turn on the notification. So
Is that your PayPal?
Just got a PayPal notification.
He said 2,220
Send
cents.
him $5.
he sent me $5.
Oh shit! Your PayPal's gonna start going off.
Nice. No, I think this is probably the guy that was going to send me $2,000. Just sent
Yeah,
me
it might be.
$5.
Somebody just said they sent you $2,220.
That's the guy.
No, well,
Well, we got $5, so
I got
we got
$5.
We got
so-
5.
you're a little short.
from
A little short. The doctor,
The doctor.
Shane.
Chang.
Shane.
Shane. Right? Who is that?
Sean.
Sean?
Yeah. SEAN.
Scene.
Bro, I can't fucking see.
Sean.
I listen. Not just that. I need glasses. You know how long it took me to get glasses in prison?
How long?
Almost 2 years. From the first time I actually sent in a cop out saying, "Hey, look, I think I need to have my eyes checked." 2 years before I actually got glasses. And when I
Why
got
does
them,
it take so long?
I don't know.
They don't care.
They don't care. They lost.
you
they
want
they lost the
glasses?
cop
Sure.
out twice, and they don't give a shit. They don't care. Lost the cop out twice. Then I had to file a grievance. Then it just went on and on, bro.
What?
No, you guys keep talking.
No, I want to hear it.
What? What?
You should get an OnlyFans because they want to see high quality pictures of your hair transplant roots.
Well, how did we talk about? We were talking about that earlier. And
Yeah. No, I didn't realize. I thought it was like Luke said, like AstroTurf. I thought that when they put the hair in there, it just sits there like AstroTurf. It doesn't grow.
And you're stuck with the same hairstyle.
Yeah, and you have to make the rest of
No.
your hair match that by constantly
No.
cutting like the back.
No, they.
So explain to us exactly. So they put
There's
the
got to
roots
be a
in there.
YouTube video, right?
They actually
The guy
put the
said he
roots
sent
in
the
there.
money.
You get more money.
Somebody else. What is that? $5?
$5 more.
Damn, Matt.
Nice.
$10.
So no, what it is they cut a strip out of the back of your head.
Yeah.
Like the actual hair underneath your hair, everybody's hair. They have little follicles.
Yeah, those little clear white things on the end of your hair.
Right. They look
When you
like
put-
little
when you
seeds,
yank
like
a piece of
little,
hair out, you can see
little
it.
baby pieces of rice.
Yeah.
And those grow. So you could literally cut your hair out. Like you could cut a strip of your hair out and plant it on your stomach or whatever. And that hair would grow long, just like the hair on your head. It would grow 5, 10, 15 inches long because that's what that follicle does. Unlike your hair and hair, which is constantly falling out. So they take those same follicles and they re-implant them in your hair wherever you want. They could have done a big circle on my forehead. I'd have a big unicorn. I'd look like a unicorn, right? I could weave it and everything.
That'd be sick.
Should get a
That would be
tail.
fucking
So-
crazy.
Braid up front.
They put it
Ponytail, the
in.
front of your face.
And I got one that was 18. Listen, did you know people are doing it now where they actually put it in because they don't. Guys don't have a good hairline for their facial hair, and they'll actually having it done on their face.
Damn.
Really?
Bro, that's just over the top.
That's wild.
That's just too much.
crazy.
That's just
So-
too much for Matt.
They did it once.
That's coming from a guy who wanted to get leg extensions.
Too much.
That's too much.
You got to draw a line somewhere.
Pump the brakes a little bit on that.
You know, it's funny. It's funny saying all this with a full head of hair and being 6 foot tall is vastly different than being my height and going bald. Anyway,
I'm just working with what I was blessed with.
yeah, you better hope you keep that nice. You got a nice big mop, but you're still young. How old are you?
32.
Oh my, yeah, bro. Listen, it could be all over in like 5-10 years. It starts going thin.
All of it's over.
It's
It's
all
all
over.
downhill
You
from
think?
here.
I don't think that could happen. I don't think you could have hair that's like super thick,
I
and then
had
all of a
super
sudden hit a
thick
peak
hair.
and just like lose it all.
I think I would have lost it by now.
Yeah.
No, it
You
started.
remember the pictures
mine
of
started
Matt?
receding and receding and
with the
receding.
long hair.
Yeah, it looked like he was
I
going
had great
bald.
hair when I was younger.
Yeah, but it's a gradual thing. I don't think it just all of a sudden you start going
Well, you
bald.
could go thin, you could recede. I
Right.
receded to the point where it was ridiculous. I had my the girlfriend I was dating was slipping in like hair club for men stuff for me in my books and stuff. I was like, what? And she's like, really, you got to do something. I'm like, are you?
Well, that's a red
serious?
flag that you probably shouldn't be with that bitch.
Yeah.
No, I wasn't.
Here, let me change you.
She actually-
I don't like you how you are.
She actually eventually started sleeping with her boss. Anyway, but they're happily
Not
married to
surprised.
this day, and good for her.
What's his
so
hair like?
he had good hair too. He did have really
That was
good
the
hair.
downfall of the
Well, he was
relationship.
also 6 foot tall and had a lot of money, and I was struggling. So,
Holy
Oh,
shit!
going off.
look,
13 cents.
13 cents. It's just mean.
Yeah,
It's just
really
mean-spirited.
trolling you now. That is funny.
So yeah, they reimplant the little follicles. They grow. I had a couple surgeries. That's it. And now they grow, and it does grow. I get my hair cut all the time. I need one more surgery. I really need another surgery.
How are we going to do this if like
really
100
needs it.
people send you all this money that adds up to 600? How are you going to? You're going to have to cut this thing into pieces and ship it out
No,
to
somebody's
everybody.
got to
No,
send straight
come
$600
on.
at least.
No way.
Somebody's got to send an amount.
I don't think anybody's going to buy that for $600.
Are you got to be kidding me?
Do you think somebody will?
Are you serious? I fucking
Hell
sell
yeah.
for 1,500. Oh, sorry,
It's
1,400.
Matt
I've sold them for
fucking Cox.
1,000. I've sold them for 750.
That's true.
800. I'm only selling that. That was for me. I'm only selling that for 600 because
Okay.
I'm fucking going under.
Okay.
So trust me. You saw the one I did of the Trump one. That was $1,400. Remember, I sent it to you. You said you got to do one.
Is that where he's dressed like Scarface?
Oh, is he like? He's not really Scarface. He is in black. He's in a black thing, and he's got a
a gun?
a gun, an Uzi, and Washington's behind him.
Okay, yeah, I remember.
$1,400
that. Did somebody specifically request that, or did you just
Absolutely.
make that?
No, guy requested it.
Okay, so someone can just request whatever they want, and you can make it for them.
I mean, yeah, if I want to do it, I mean, it's it's got to be something within a reason. I'm not going to paint anything I'm not really interested in painting. I got a guy right now that wants me to paint him with Griselda Blanco behind him, and Richard Krasinski, I think, is the guy. He was the Iceman who did a bunch of like 30 murders for the mob or something. It's a great painting.
Huh.
It's great. I started it. I haven't.
And this guy wants himself to be in the painting.
in the painting.
That's
It's
sick.
really pretty good. It's pretty. Look, I did one for like $700-800
That's
of
kinda
Pablo
weird.
Escobar.
Yeah, I saw the Pablo one. I like that one.
Yeah.
We should get Luke. We should get one of us with like the Death Row album cover and have Matt paint it. And put Sandy. Put
Sandy.
in there. You know how Big Black and Rob did it with the bulldog in there?
We should get all of our pets, but just do the Death Row painting.
Oh, that would be sick too.
I was just thinking. I've had people ask me to paint their dogs. I haven't done it
Yeah.
yet. Yeah. Like they want their dog painted.
What is a day in the life of Matt Cox like? Like, what is your, like, walk me through what happens during your day.
Wait, hold on before you get into that. Somebody just said, this was a tough painting for Matt. The canvas is taller than he is.
Nice. Nice.
I like it.
I mean, really just vicious fuckers,
Wow.
Roasted.
No, what? I get up at like 5:30. I go to LA Fitness at like 6:30.
Shit,
I
that's
get on
open
the-
right now?
Yeah. You got to wear your mask. Not when you're working
While
out,
you're
though.
working? Okay.
No.
That'd be
Then I get on the elliptical. I do about 4 miles on the elliptical. Then I work out. I just kind of go through like a basic routine. I don't.
What's your workout routine?
I mean, it's not
Biceps?
It's so ridiculous. I don't even do biceps.
What do you do?
All I do is I do chest, shoulders. I don't do tries. I mean, I do dips, but I do chest, shoulders, and then I do legs one day, and then I do back one day. I don't even do biceps.
Okay.
No, bro, I got these little tiny arms. I mean, trust me, they get big. I get
You
like
look like
Popeye
your shirt's about to
arms.
rip off.
I get like Popeye
You might
right
be
away. So
juicing
I don't
up.
even. I just
Yeah,
go
are you
through
on-
the
are you on-
motions.
are you
I
on-
mean, it's just like Nautilus equipment. I don't even try and work out. I mean, it's. I don't do
Are you
anything.
sure you're not on any HGH or anything?
No PEDs.
I don't
Nothing?
know what that is. What's a PED?
Performance enhancement drugs. What all the athletes take.
No steroids.
Nothing like that.
No.
Okay.
No.
So after the gym,
but
then
for
what?
me to really show gains, look, I'm like 51 years old. For me to show serious gains,
Yeah.
I'd need steroids or something. I'd have to start working out
Really?
and take fucking steroids. Bro, I'm just, at my age, I'm just,
Yeah.
you're not producing testosterone like you were, and when you were younger, and
Low T.
Low T.
Low T.
So then what? After the gym, then what do you do?
then I come back and I either go see my mom, or I go back and I write, or I do. You run errands, like maybe I go check my PO box. I'll sign books and mail them out. People mail me their books to my PO
How
box.
many
and I
books do
sign.
you get a day to sign?
Maybe like one or two every other day. Like I'll go like once a week, and there'll be like 4 or 5 books there. So what else do I do? I mean, then I write, and then I paint. What else? That's it. I don't do that much, but it's like writing. It takes time. You don't just sit down and you don't just sit down and just knock it out. You're staring at the screen. You're thinking about it. You write it once, you rewrite it, you write it again, you go back, you read this, you know. Same thing with painting. You paint a little bit.
How do you write? Like, what's the process of you writing one of these books? Like, do you open up fucking an app on your computer and just start?
No, I have a MacBook, and I type on the MacBook. I read the transcripts. I have to order the documents for all these guys. So
how long does that take usually?
Like Amadeo's book.
Yeah, you're working on Amadeo's book right now.
Right. It's almost done.
So what is the process like to write a book about somebody else like that?
Obviously you do an
obviously
outline.
you can't right now. You can't interview him anymore.
No.
Obviously. So how does that work?
Well, I already had the story. I had like 16,000 words. I've turned it into about 43,000 words. This somebody sent me $21 and 53 cents.
What a random number.
It's adding up.
It is actually adding up. You're right.
You're at $31 and
compound interest.
cents.
I have enough to get.
I
can get almost a full. I can get a full tank of gas and get across the bridge.
Yeah, it's covering Starbucks.
Yeah. So, so basically, I interview them. They tell me their story, and then I ask them questions,
Which you did a long time ago.
which I already did a long time ago.
Yeah.
So with Amadeo, I just went back and I ballooned like stuff that he had told me. I went back through all my notes. Like there were certain storylines and things he told me that I didn't follow up on because of like, that's not really interesting. Or I was trying to do a synopsis of his story. I'm trying to do it in as few words as possible. But now I want to turn it into a whole book. So there's all kinds of different storylines and things that I never really developed because it was supposed to be a short, concise story. And now I can actually have the liberty to actually blow it into a full-length book. So what I did was I turned around and I got documents that I didn't take advantage of before, reread his transcripts. I reread letters that were filed in court on his behalf from different associates that he had dealt with, and I took those letters and I contacted a bunch of people that he used to that were actually a part of his company and the whole case. Contacted them. I met a guy in Orlando. I interviewed him. I interviewed a couple other people on the phone. And so I incorporated, what's fucking amazing about that, by the way? There were so many things. When you're in prison, right? So I'm reading this document. I'm getting this. I'm ordering documents from the court. I'm getting stuff in. I'm reading. And it's like I kept reading stuff. He would tell me the story, and I knew the basic story. And you hear it, but I'm also talking to a guy he's a rapid cycling bipolar, and he has features of schizophrenia. And I've seen him go off on guys, like say crazy shit. Like I told you, like talk about anthraxing their village, and I'll, chopping heads off and putting them all on stakes. And my legions are going to march on Washington, and you're sitting there like, holy shit, this guy's insane.
Insane.
And then he would calm back down. Like you'd be at the table with him, and he'd go off. He'd like, somebody would say like, this is bullshit. I got denied. I can't believe it. He'd go, and he'd sit there. He'd go, I know, and I'm sorry. And there's, we've done this. We can appeal it. We can this. We can that. And he'd go, and all of a sudden you'd see it. You could feel it coming. You could like feel it coming on, and you'd see him. And all of a sudden he would just, the mania would hit him, and he'd suddenly be like, when I take over. And then he'd start on this huge rant about when he took over, how he's gonna kill all the lawyers are going, and when my legions march on, they'll be sorry, and the president will bow at my feet. And you're going, and then everybody knew it. They'd all kind of sit back and wait, and then all of a sudden he'd come back down, he'd sit there for a minute, and he'd go, all right, well tomorrow I'm going to notify the court that. We're going to do this. And he'd go right back into lawyer mode, and he'd do the whole thing and talk about how he's going to appeal this and appeal that.
Just go right back into it.
Right back into it, like nothing ever happened.
What did you mention about?
Amazing.
Would anybody ever say anything to him about it?
I mean, people knew. Like when you approached him, you'd already heard. Like I heard about Amadeo way before I met him.
Yeah.
So I had already heard the story. So when you're talking to him, you're kind of talking to him with kid gloves.
Yeah.
But when you start to see how his mind works and the way he was getting these guys cut loose from prison. You're a fucking bank robber. You got 25 years. You're done. You've lost your appeals. You've lost this. You've lost it. And Amadeo comes in and he tells you his story, and he goes, "We're going to file under Johnson versus the United States, and we're going to this and we're going to that." And you start thinking,
damn.
"Yeah, okay, whatever, bro, whatever." And 8 months later, the guy leaves prison.
God.
That's so crazy.
He had a line of guys going, "Can you look at my case? Can you look at my stuff? Can you look at this?"
Yeah.
Of course.
He's smart as hell.
Right? He's doing stuff that you're just amazed. Look, the guy, he just got himself 9 years home confinement. He's on home confinement. He has 9 years more to do in prison. They're going to let him do it in his living room.
Nice.
I've never heard of anybody getting more than maybe 18 months, maybe 2 years home confinement.
Yeah.
He just got 9 years.
9 years.
Fucking amazing, bro.
Can't leave his house.
He knocked 12 years off my sentence, bro. I mean, he's amazing. So when I heard the stories and you see the way he works and you understand, there were certain things that he would say that were happening with him outside. And his story. You read his story. It's on the website. It's on my website, Matt Cox and Inside True Crime on YouTube.
And it's on your YouTube channel. You have the audio version of it on your
Audio
YouTube
version, and it's on my website, InsideTrueCrime.com. So
no one's got time to read it. Just tell them where to get the audio.
yeah, I did the audio. It's I've got the story and the backstory. That's just a synopsis. I'm turning it into a whole book. Probably going to be out in a few weeks. Anyway,
And you're gonna make the book audio, right?
yeah, it's gonna be an audio. Eventually.
And you're gonna read it, right? You're not gonna hire some schmuck to read it.
I'm not gonna read it, bro.
Come on, Matt.
What are you
They want
talking
you to
about?
read it.
I'm not
You
gonna
gotta read
fucking
it.
You have
read
to read it.
I'm not gonna read it.
Everybody else
It would
reads their own
take me
books.
fucking weeks to read it. On top of that, I'm a horrible reader. Horrible. Bro, I'm telling you, I cannot do it. You've heard me read. It's like a 4-year-old. It's the worst.
You should do a version where you read it, but they have to pay for that one.
Yeah, they
like
pay
a paid
extra.
subscription. You can listen to Matt read the book
You should do a video
for
of you reading it
$100.
for Patreon.
Oh, yeah.
Like set up a
A
whole,
In
bit-
an office.
in a bank.
Oh, in a bank vault.
Oh my God,
Matt, that's worth $100 right there.
dude, we do that at your Patreon. People will pay, Matt.
Oh yeah.
People will pay a pretty penny
People
for
are
that.
sending you money right now.
Yeah, how much was the last one?
There is no more like
You just
that.
got one.
It just dried up.
No, you just
No,
got
it's
one.
21. It's same one. 21
Oh,
bucks.
is it?
People want to see a close up of the painting.
Yeah,
A lot
they
of that.
say
Show 'em
zoom
the
in
book,
on
bro.
it.
There's-
How do we do that?
Just walk it over.
Walk what
In front
over?
of the paint. In front of the.
Set it up right there. at the end of the
yeah.
table or
Matt,
something.
grab it and
And also, is the 600? Does that include shipping, or is it 600 plus shipping?
Plus shipping.
Plus shipping.
Come on. Pay for the.
You gotta pay-
You're
you gotta-
paying for the shipping.
$80 to ship it.
You want it? Pay for the shipping.
yeah. If you're buying this, you're gonna pay for the shipping too.
Where are we going?
Put it like right here.
Right here. All right.
There. Yeah, right there.
Oh,
Some
yeah,
guy
that-
is
that
right
works.
now going.
All right, Austin, put it on Matt Cox's camera. Scoot back, Matt.
Yeah, I think I hit.
Pull it back more. Did you really hit that?
I think I hit your kick that
Scoot back more. A little bit more.
more.
There you go. To that way.
What do you mean?
Push it that way towards the loop. Push it towards the door. Right there.
What happened? Now it's too. Oh,
Hold on, it's delayed.
it's delayed.
Yeah.
Matt,
What?
All right,
talk about it real quick.
go.
I don't even get more.
Yeah,
No,
a
that's
little
good.
bit.
We
More.
can see it good.
Okay.
No. There you go.
Whoa, yeah, look at that sucker.
Now you can see the painting and Matt. Now you can sell it. But wait, there's more.
Oh wait. Should we move the microphone?
We need Billy
No, that's
Mays.
good. No, you can leave it. All right, that's good. You can put it back, Matt. They got
All right.
a good view of it.
All right.
Or maybe we can just keep it behind you. We should keep it behind you, maybe.
Look, you're
Yeah,
killing
put
me,
it
man.
back there.
Come on.
Come on.
Killing me.
His signature is in the bottom left-hand corner.
Bottom left hand corner.
Yep.
Did that camera get fucked up? Or kicked it? The camera's on chain. No, it's fine, right?
Yeah, I didn't kick it hard. I tapped it. I did tap it though.
I'll tell you.
Okay, so listen, the Amadeo thing.
Yeah.
Here's what's funny. So like, I have pictures of him with these fighter jets, right?
Yeah.
And he had actually was trying to buy or was negotiating to buy a bunch of like F-15s and F-16s, like used ones. You can buy used F-15s, F-16s.
Okay.
This was before the whole Congo coup thing, where they backed a political candidate and all the mercenaries got arrested.
How long before that was this?
This was, I don't know, like 6 months or so before.
What year?
Of 2008. 8 or 9.
2008 or 9.
Yeah,
Okay.
something like that. So he, and I could be off on the dates. So what ended up happening was, so he had told me the story, and I saw the pictures, and I'd seen the documents, and I was like, but nothing was like concrete. Like, I got this guy who, I've seen him say crazy stuff, so I don't know for sure if what he's saying is true. So then when I get out and I go and I interview a couple of his associates, I'm really waiting for them to say, what are you talking about? He was at an air show. He didn't ever try and negotiate and buy planes. Jets? What? Are you crazy? Bro, every one of the guys that I did, they're like, yeah, the planes. Yeah, I know.
So he's just going to take
like,
pictures
yeah.
in front of them and stuff.
Yeah, that's what I kind of thought. Like, maybe it was a photo op or something. These guys are like, no, he was trying to buy planes. And, I wasn't a part of that deal.
Which guys are saying this?
Guys that had worked for his company.
Okay.
One of the guys was this guy named Woody Johnson. Woody Johnson, what a name, huh? Anyway, it wasn't.
That's a hell of a name.
Yeah, well, Woody's his nickname. Anyway, the point is that like him, there's multiple people, and they basically told me yes, he was negotiating to try and buy these planes. He owned a security company, a private security company. He had guys from He had ex-military working, ex-special forces.
How much was he going to pay for all these planes?
I have no idea. I don't know what I haven't.
And how many of them?
I have it written down. He was trying to get like 20 of them or something.
20.
Keep in mind, he's trying to take over the Congo and take over all of Africa. You're going to need some planes. He's negotiating with the Cypriots to try and put the planes.
You might need a few planes.
He's got $180 million and more on its way. He can buy some planes. You can buy a used F-15, F-16. You can buy them for a couple $1 million a piece. So
Can you really?
Yeah.
They take the guns and
They
stuff
take
on them,
all
off of them, right?
Yeah, they
somebody
call
look
them
at-
they're declawed. They call them
Declawed,
declawed.
yeah.
They gut them, and then then you can bring them. You can bring them outside the United States, and you can have all the
Get 'em
shit put back
fitted.
in.
Yeah.
And that's what happened. You hire a bunch of guys from a bunch of Russians that will come in, and they'll pack. You bring them to Cyprus or something, anywhere, the Congo, Cyprus, anywhere.
Yeah.
You bring them there, and then you can hire guys to come and put all the guts back in them, and now they're fully functional. I mean, bro, I've interviewed a CIA agent about his whole story. He's read the story. The guy's researched it. He's looked into it. I got quotes from him. He basically takes the whole thing apart. And the problem is, everything he's saying is like, listen, this is legit stuff. Like, everything that's happening is like everything I've thought that I was going to be able to kind of almost debunk. None of it's being debunked. It's all being supported. Like, people are like, yeah, that happened.
He's
I'm
really
like,
going for it.
I'm like, are you telling me he was about to buy a bunch of planes? They're like,
So
yeah.
he's not. He might be a cycling schizophrenic sociopath.
But he's not
Right,
bullshitting.
but
he's not a liar.
Right, but exactly.
Yeah.
Listen, I mean, he backed a political candidate who's trying to take over the Congo. The guy probably would have won if they hadn't arrested all of his guys in the Congo. I mean, this guy is off the chain. It's a great story. It's a great story. And I'm blowing it up, and I'm doing as much as I can without being able to actually talk to him.
Yeah.
So before you go to write the book, do you write it in sort of like an essay format where you break down like each main part of like the story into like a skeleton?
Well, it's
so do you do it like an essay format where you kind of expand on each?
It's more like, initially it's a chronological outline that I do. Then I determine what I'm going to turn into actual. What's so funny? Listen, last time some guy was guys were telling me, oh, there was this jerk on the fucking thing. He was calling you a fucking rat and a scumbag and all
He's
this
probably
shit.
talking about me.
And I was like, no, he's talking about me. And I was like, I kept hearing these guys snicker. That must have been what it was about. But they didn't say anything.
They want to see you draw a rat.
I knew it.
Would you do a live drawing of a rat?
Give me a fucking pen and a piece of paper. What does it matter?
Yeah.
Yeah, buy this for fucking
What'd
50.
you bring this blank canvas for?
Yeah.
Oh, I brought the little canvas because I was
Live
thinking
painting.
You should do a live.
I'm not going to draw on the canvas. No, I was just saying, like, I don't know why I
How
bought
much would you
that.
sell that canvas for if you
the-
just drew a rat on it right
it's
now?
I don't know what. But then I got to mail it to some. The problem isn't the
That's
canvas.
fine.
You got to, it's expensive to mail. It's like it could be $40 or $50 to mail something.
Well, somebody
like
will buy that quick. I
Yeah.
guarantee you.
That's a little more approachable.
Draw a rat on there, sign it, we'll see if you can sell it.
$150?
that. Listen, what's bothering this
Shipped.
is
Said that?
No.
No.
I'm just saying. Well, what about 150? You could ship that.
So
Buck
set,
50,
Luke will hold
quick.
the canvas for you right here. So set it up like right here. Yeah, there you go. And then you
With
can
what?
What do you mean, a permanent marker?
Oh, this is a permanent marker?
Yeah.
That's a nice marker too.
Is it?
All right, so
It's
Matt,
about to get
Matt, hold on.
torn
Put the mic to your face so you can talk while you draw it, and you're gonna walk us through
What am I
your
drawing?
portrait.
I'm drawing a rat?
A rat, yeah.
Unfucking believable. Fucking scumbag. Fucking scumbag.
All right, so
Fucking Walmart working motherfucker.
Walmart greeter.
Yeah,
ass,
fucking, yeah.
Mouth breathing.
What?
keep going this way.
Why
Keep
am I?
going this way?
Are
I'm
we
trying
go-
to get you guys in frame.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I'm trying to think of what am I
Luke,
drawing?
Up and towards him more.
A rat.
That has to go more this way. There you go. That's perfect.
Are you serious? I'm supposed to draw this?
Yes.
Oh, fuck. Are you Look, you're bringing my canvas. I don't even know what I'm going to draw.
Just think of me as your easel.
Oh, my God. What am I doing?
Oh, this is great.
Let's see.
So what are you doing now? Explain
I
to
mean,
us your.
it's, I'm going to say.
How you're feeling right now?
What am I feeling? I'm feeling like like
Happy?
this is like, happy? No, not happy. Let's see wonder how long that takes. That's pretty quick.
It looks good from here.
This is sick.
Wow, look at
That's
that.
fucking sick, dude.
Unbelievable.
Fucking rat.
Fucking prick motherfuckers.
It's like Master Splinter in the first Ninja Turtles.
It's a fucking mutant rat.
I don't know what a rat looks like. I mean, what? That's a thick ass fucking rat,
He is
bro.
a thick
Oh,
rat.
thick boy. It's a Thalk rat.
Yeah, I think this is
That
What do
rat's
they
on
have?
the PEDs.
I have the. I like that. I'm thinking I might keep this.
This is what a fine arts degree gets you right here.
Yeah, that's it. There's your fucking.
Now sign it.
Hold on.
It's not art until you sign it. You should
Hold
do
on.
all your signatures on it.
There you go.
Can you sign?
You should sign Gary.
Gary Sullivan.
Gary Sullivan.
too.
Oh shit!
Let's see.
Yeah, you got sick handwriting.
There.
Bam. That's a fucking masterpiece right there.
We're done.
That is a masterpiece.
That's so sick.
You're killing me.
Let's move the microphone so we can see it better.
Yeah, let's get a mic for this painting.
You know what's funny? Is
How much for that, Matt? We got any offers in the chat?
Any offers in the chat?
We just did a live
Live art.
live art drawing of a rat by Matthew B. Cox, aka Gary Sullivan.
Bob Ross is turning in his grave right now.
We're accepting offers on this masterpiece. So leave your offer in the chat.
That's awesome.
All right, let's go. We can put it over there by that painting.
Did you see what I on my channel, the last review, what I named it?
No, what'd you name it?
Fucking, what did I name it? I named it.
Is it in frame?
That's Austin.
It's a little bit off. Push the other pane.
Here it is. I put.
Hello, you've reached 911. I'm sorry that there is no one
Hold
here
on.
to answer your emergency call, but leave a message.
That commercial is so intense.
This is Peacock. Peacock, baby. It's
The cops will
streaming.
be
It's
with you
free. 5 years. Guilty.
I almost missed
I
the chair.
called it.
That was pretty.
I called it Con Man Rats Out Criminal.
Con Man Rats Out Criminal.
And I reviewed the movie Criminal. Oh, there you go.
Well, that was amazing. I'm glad that we just did that. That was cool. I hope we get to sell it.
What do you think? $100 right now?
I'll take $100 for
Do you
that.
get 100 for that? I think that's a deal.
You got to pick it up for
You
100.
You gotta PayPal Matt Cox $100,
$150 and it's free shipping.
$150 for free shipping. Yeah.
Oh, I bet you that's not. Yeah, that's probably.
I mean,
That's
you're
probably
gonna spend
30. That's probably
yeah, you're gonna spend
30,
20,
40
$30 bucks. I bet.
That's
on
what's
shipping easy.
ridiculous. The guy that I sent, it's like $100 and some odd, $200 to ship something to. It's like $200, 150. Was it 140, 150 bucks to ship to Texas?
I'm gonna give a shout
I
out
shipped
to Stink
2.
Lines right now for that idea.
Stink Lines. Shout out to Stink Lines. Stink Lines is helping us remotely right now.
All right.
In an unnamed location.
Yep.
Actually, you know what? It was $200 to ship that. That's what I was just thinking. I shipped 2 paintings for $200.
Oh, okay.
So it was like $100 and some odd a piece to ship the paintings, because I paid $200 to ship 1 painting about a month ago.
Yeah,
That
it's
was 4 foot
expensive.
4 foot by 5 foot though. It was huge.
So going back to Frank Amadeo, how close are you to being done with this book?
I'm probably a week away from being done.
A week away.
Yeah, from being done. Then I have to send it, have a bunch of people read it.
Oh, okay.
You know,
Who reads it for you?
I mean, I've got just friends, like my friend Stacy will read it.
Oh, you mean read the audio version, or just like read it to catch misspellings or like
no, just
typos?
read it to catch misspellings, typos. You know, what if? Who knows what I did? I actually have a bunch of guys that have contacted me. I had this chick that read one of my books and called a bunch of. She had bought it, read it, contacted me, and said, "Look, you got a few typos." And I was like, "Really?" She goes, "Yeah." She goes, "Do you want me to read it and catch the typos?" I was like, "Sure." She did a great job.
Wow. That's amazing.
So people have to read the book. Somebody might.
Gotta
I really
read it.
want Frank to come on this podcast, but I don't think he's going to do it.
I don't know.
Mr. Amadeo.
I don't know. I don't know what happened with that.
Does he know that you're selling shirts with his face on it?
I'm actually not selling shirts. I'm actually not. That's nice.
You're trying.
No, I'm not. If you look on, there's none on the store.
You took him off? That's smart.
Yeah. I sent it to you, just like, hey, look at this.
Oh, that
But
was,
I didn't-
that was like a dry run.
yeah, I didn't. But
Okay.
they're not on the. They're
That's
not
smart.
in the store.
Yeah.
His story's on. Like I have a shirt with his story on it.
Oh, okay.
It's Insanity. That's got a little picture of him, but it's
Oh,
a
does
little
it?
tiny picture. It's
Oh,
not like
okay.
not like the one you saw.
Yeah.
So,
That's great.
is anybody watching this thing?
No, nobody's watching.
Yeah.
200 people.
200 people in the chat right
Do
now.
you pay attention to anything going on in the world like of real estate or in the world of finance?
I watch Graham Stephan sometimes.
Graham Stephan?
Yeah, I watch him sometimes.
Really?
Yeah.
Who the
Why
hell
do you
is
watch
Graham
him?
Stephan?
We've had him on the podcast.
Yeah, he's great. I mean, it's unrealistic. Some of the stuff, like the houses that he talks about and stuff, it doesn't really relate to Florida. You know what I'm saying? Like you're buying a $2 million house or a $1 million house, or okay, well, people getting into real estate, aren't typically buying those types of properties. But overall, basically everything he's saying is accurate. I watched one the other day who talked about credit.
Yeah, he's actually has a lot of really solid information.
Yeah,
about,
he's got
about
solid-
credit and how to like
super
build
solid.
your credit up. It's like really cool stuff. Yeah, he's a smart kid.
Yeah, he's great. But the only problem is when he starts talking about like as soon as he starts saying $1 million, $2 million, you're like, gee, are you serious? I mean, as soon as I hear those numbers, I'm like, and then but it's California. You can buy a ranch in California for $2.5 million. The same one you'd buy here for $150,000 or $200,000.
I know, it's
It
insane.
is outrageous.
I was just looking in Texas, the price to buy a house, like you would look at a house on the beach here that would go for like $5 million.
Right.
You can buy a house identical to that in Texas for like $300,000-$400,000 grand.
Is it on the beach though?
Yes, on the like
Oh,
same. I'm talking about
okay,
like the
yeah.
same, like the same exact house,
Same
both on the
setup.
water, but it's like 3 times the price here at least in Florida on the Gulf Coast.
It's insane. I look at houses in Ybor City where I was buying them for $40,000 and $50,000, $60,000. Houses are selling for $200,000, $250,000, and it's like that's $250,000. That would.
Imagine if you still owned a couple of those.
Yeah, well, that's that boat sailed.
Do you think Graham Stephan is all the numbers that he talks about and all the big money he talks about? Do you think it's
I mean, I think
legitimate?
I think
Yeah?
it's legit. I think it's
because
legit.
he makes most of his money off YouTube.
He does now.
He doesn't make like his ratio from income, like from his real estate versus YouTube,
right.
is I would say probably 90% YouTube,
Right,
10% real estate.
It's like.
I don't know
that's-
for
that's
sure,
his-
but that's what I guess.
That's what is. I guess that's his niche, right? So it's like these guys that do the seminars where they teach you how to flip houses, and it's like, okay, well, why are you teaching, if you're so amazing at flipping houses, you can make so much money. Why aren't you flipping houses?
Right.
And of course, why? Because 90% of my income is derived from teaching these courses.
Selling the courses.
I make way more, and it's way easier to do that course than it is to actually go out and flip the houses. And there's not as much risk. And
yeah, it's a problem because that's what happens with a lot of people, especially in real estate or other online courses. They build up like this huge audience where people like them. They have this big fan base. They're like, fuck, now let me figure out something to sell so I can make more money.
Right.
So you think, oh, this guy's really good at this one thing. He's like a guru at finance or real estate or whatever the fuck it might be, selling cotton candy. And they just sell that thing because it's just an additional revenue to their income from YouTube or their media.
A lot of times it eventually becomes their entire revenue.
Mm-hmm.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Like you're a stockbroker giving stock advice, and before you know it, you're not really buying.
You're not even a stockbroker anymore.
Yeah. You're making more money doing that.
Yeah. So I'm sure that's what's happened with
there's a lot of guys like that.
Yeah, I'm sure that's what happened with Graham Stephan. He probably started the channel off just to do it, have something to do it on the side. Maybe I can build it up. It'll be a little bit extra money, and the next thing you know, he did it for a year or so, and the next thing you know, it probably started ballooning up, and he started realizing, hey, if I really focus on this,
it makes him more money to focus on making the content than it does to actually do the stuff he's talking about.
Right. And it's probably more fun and less work for his personality. Mm-hmm. So
yeah, he's got an interesting personality.
Does he want to drive around all day, drive people around, show them houses, look, spend days with people, and then they end up, we decided not to do it, or we're going, guess what? The last minute, we found another house. My wife's cousin's a realtor. I didn't know it, and he's got a house. We found that one. We're going to go with him.
Yeah.
I spent a week driving around.
God, that's got to be such a pain in the ass to be a real estate agent or a real estate broker. What an awful job.
It really is. It's a horrible job. Rehabbing's a horrible job. Being a mortgage broker is a horrible job. You get these people that come in
lousy.
They come in. They waste your time. You tell them to get all these documents. They lie to you. I love it when people would come on and just blatantly lie to me, and then you say, okay, I need this and this and this, and they're like, I don't have that. Really? So you make $200,000 a year working for this law firm, but you can't provide a W-2 or your taxes.
Yeah.
Stop it. What are you doing? You pull their credit. It's crap. You're like, what are you doing? Don't lie to me, bro. I'm trying to help you here. Tell me what the deal is. I'll figure it out. But they just suck. People suck. That's why I started getting rid of all the people. They were too hard to deal with. So I just started fabricating all the documents and making fake people. Like
this is too much work.
There's too much problem.
It's easier to create fake people.
They lie to you. They quit their jobs like 3 days before. I had a guy I was getting him like $60,000 out of his house. So your closing's on like Tuesday. And then like on Monday, he knew the closing was the next day. Like he walks in and quits his job, and they call the mortgage company, calls like the day before and says, hey, does Mr. Johnson, work there? And they go, well, actually he did, but he just quit. He's leaving with his boxes right now. And you're like,
what the fuck?
They would actually call the day before closing?
Yeah, I've had them. You know what's so funny? Usually they call a few days or a week before. I've had them call after the closing, which always killed me. And I only know this because I'm the borrower. So I make a fake person, and then they never called to verify, which is not uncommon. And then it was like, hey, they never did call. And I thought, that's weird. And then like a week later, they call. Hi, just checking to make sure that Gary Sullivan, is works there. And it's like, I got checks in the bank. I'm already removing the cash. What if he didn't work there? Of course, I always said, absolutely, he still works here. But
numbnuts.
I mean, and it's not once. We're talking about multiple times that's happened.
Yeah.
They're just they're overwhelmed or something. I don't know.
What if you're self-employed? Then what? How do
you provide 2 years, 1040s. You have to provide your taxes.
2 years of 1040s, right? But then who are you going to call to verify it?
Well, you don't. You can if it's in the middle of the year. If it's like in the second quarter, then they'll typically ask for like a profit or loss, or sometimes a certified profit or loss. Like they want your CPA or like an accountant to actually certify this is what he's made to date, or they'll ask for a copy of your bank statements or something just to kind of prove, hey, he is making money. He is still making money.
Yeah.
And then they had the whole light doc programs where they would ask for like 12 months worth of your bank statements.
And don't they have to figure out? They have to figure. I remember this specifically is that your debt to income,
yeah, your DTI.
including your mortgage, your DTI your debt has to be less than I think 40% of your total income. Is that what it was?
Well, I mean, if it depends on if it's like FHA's like under like 41%. If it was subprime, it was typically under like 45
What's
or
subprime?
50%. It's like where the banks are just making their own rules.
Okay.
If it's conventional,
so the banks can make those rules for themselves. It's
Yeah,
not like a standard.
No.
There's no like federal guidelines.
no,
for
that's
that.
if it's standard, like a conventional loan,
Yeah.
which is like set by Fannie Mae or Freddie Mac, then those are considered, conventional loans. Those are the ones with the really good interest rates because you're borrowing from the Fed. Well, those your DTI would have to be like below 36%. Or 38%, depends on the program. But yeah, below 36. So it's your new mortgage payment, all the monthly bills showing up on your actual
Bank statement,
credit report.
credit report.
So if your car payment, your car payment, your minimum credit card balance, your minimum credit card payments, plus your new mortgage, all of that together, your reoccurring debt, monthly debt, all that together divided by whatever you make in a month.
But wait, they don't go through your bank statements and look at how much you're spending on gas, how much you're spending on groceries, how
No.
much shit you're buying, how much.
No.
They could
No.
they could
Unless
look
you
at so say for example you make 50 grand a month, right?
Right.
And you only have one car payment and a mortgage right now, and that may only add up to 10 grand a month, right?
And you're W-2'd? Are you an employee or are you self-employed?
Self-employed.
Well, then they would ask for your 1040s. Like, hey, if you made 600,000 last year and let's say 590,000 or 550,000 the year before, which is basically $50,000 a year, and you said, hey, it's now July and I've been making 60,000, they already have something to base that off on. We got 2 years taxes that show he makes about 50,000. So now they're going to look at your bank statements and say he's making 100,000. He's spending this much every month going out to pay employees and whatever. He still has about 100,000, about 50,000 left. Plus, he's got. Then they might. That's assuming they don't request a CPA to do a certified
Right. I guess
year to date.
To simplify my question is DTI, they don't look at money in, money out of your bank account. They only look at what's on the debt on your credit report to figure out what your DTI is.
Pretty much.
Okay.
The simplest version of that
Okay.
the simple answer is yes. They typically don't ask for your bank statements unless they're just looking for where your down payment's coming from.
Got it. Okay.
Usually it's 2 years
I
plus
always wondered that. I think all
plus
banks
a
are
year to-
different with what they require, though.
Well, yeah, I mean, and it depends on is it an FHA loan? Is it subprime? Is it, basically subprime's almost dead. I mean,
What the
it's
fuck does
coming-
subprime mean?
Subprime it's what caused the whole crisis, the whole financial crisis,
Okay.
2008 financial crisis
Yeah.
when you were in high school. That's basically that was based on subprime loans that were bad. Mm-hmm. That they were saying were AAA subprime loans, and they were actually C paper.
But they were
loans.
going to. Where did that start in Pennsylvania? What's the first when people first started going to like houses in the projects, people that were like low income areas. They started knocking on doors and saying, "Hey, we think your house is worth this. We could get you a new mortgage on your house."
I would think that was going on everywhere, that there was subprime. I don't know that there was a like you're talking about, like a ground zero, like.
Yeah, where basically
I don't-
before the thing that set the financial crisis off.
Right, but you have to understand, prior to that, there was what's called the savings and loan crisis. There was a crisis before that. There was a crisis. There's always, every 7 to 10 years, there's some kind of crisis. That we're due for another crisis.
Right.
So I mean, it's
Yeah,
that they
I'm
just
talking about like
change it.
legitimate fraud that was going on with lots of lenders, where they were basically going to people in like poverty areas, but people were where they would knock on people's doors, right? And they would say, "Hey, we can get you a new mortgage on your house, and your house will be worth this much more, and you get this much money out of your house." People were like, "Oh wow, this is great!"
Right.
And
Ybor City.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly
it's
what you were doing.
everywhere.
Exactly
It's
what you were
everywhere.
doing, but it was like actual like mortgage brokers that were like lots of them that were doing
Right.
this and like specifically screwing people out of their own houses. Instead of you were creating fake identities.
Right. Well, I mean, you know, you would basically that would fall under. You've heard the term predatory lending.
Predatory lending.
You're
yeah.
lending people money that you basically know they can't pay back.
Right.
And you're preying on people that don't have the financial understanding to figure out that what they're signing is going to come back and bite them in the ass. You know, and then you've got people that argue, okay, well they had a chance, they signed, they knew.
Mm-hmm.
You know, well, I mean, yeah, they knew, but it was a lot of money up front, and they people always assume that they're going to be doing better in 2 years when the ARM hits, when the adjustable rate mortgage hits. You know, I lend you the money at 5%. You're not thinking about 2 years when it jumps to 6%, and then 6 months later it jumps to 6.9, then 7 months later it jumps to 8.1. You're not thinking about that. Right now you're thinking, you're gonna give me $50,000? This guy's never seen 50 grand in his life.
Yeah.
His house he's like, I bought that house for $35,000. I've owned it for 5 years. You're now telling me it's worth $150. You're gonna give me 50 grand, and my payment's only gonna go up by $100?
Sign me up.
Heck yeah, I can turn that money into something. You're right. So what happens is then you lend your cousin some money, and he's going to pay you back. He's going to open up a restaurant. You're going to invest that money here and here. Before you know it, you realize that most of the people you know are scumbags. They don't pay you back, and you're on the hook for the money. And by the time you really figure out, hey, that money really blew through my fingers pretty quickly, and then all the new furniture that I bought isn't worth anything, and that new car's not worth shit, and now it's 2 years, and guess what? My $590 payment just jumped to $695, and 6 months later, it's now $810, and
Now you're screwed.
yeah, and now I can't pay it anymore.
Yeah.
You know, and my taxes went up, and my insurance, and it's just, you know,
and, and then they go back and foreclose on you.
and then they foreclose, and they take your
what they
house.
planned on doing from the start.
Well, I don't think that I don't know if they necessarily planned on doing that.
Really?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I've a hard look. The bank. What I do know is the bank doesn't want your house. You know, everybody's like, oh, they want the house.
Yeah, but
Really
here's
don't
what they
want your house.
what they
It's a
did
pain
though.
in the ass.
After they foreclose, they can just repeat that process with the next person they sell the house to.
I mean, that's true. There was actually a guy. Well, sometimes, but keep in mind too. What if the house wasn't worth that much, and they lose when they foreclose? They typically lose like 20%. Well, usually, what happens when they do that, they sell those off, so that by the time it goes bad, it doesn't come back. 2 years later, it doesn't come back on the original bank. It comes back on the investor or the subprime or the secondary purchaser of that mortgage. So you've packaged them together. People are paying. You get rid of them by the time that hits.
Uh-oh.
$25.
25?
$0.69. 69 cents. It hurts my feelings, bro.
Somebody wants you.
That
to
was
autograph
Brandon.
A $1 bill and send it to them, and they sent you $25 to do that.
What am I doing?
I'm hustling.
What
here
is
for
what's
you.
what's your you are, bro.
I'm hustling
You're
for you, bro.
you're awesome.
is.
I'm selling $1 bills for $25.
What's
Damn.
funny?
What's up?
That's a crispy one too.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
All right.
What
am I
this
signing-
dollar
what
bill
am I
has
doing?
definitely not been in
Who's
any
it for?
stripper's
What's the
butthole.
name? You put his name on there.
Iconic the group. I don't know how we'd get his address or anything.
He has to.
I have to
Is there an
DM
email
somebody.
address on there?
No, he's just in the chat, and he just sent it through PayPal.
What am I signing? You know,
You
what?
should have sent his
Just tell him to send
address
his
in the
email.
PayPal.
It's a federal crime.
Hey,
to-
drop your email in the chat.
Oh wait, no. Everyone's gonna drop
Oh wait,
their
no,
email
don't
now.
put your email in the chat.
Everyone's gonna put their own email in
Can
there.
they message the channel directly?
I don't fucking know.
So he can send it in a PayPal message.
Oh yeah, send Matt on the PayPal your address. So
Yeah.
we can mail it to you.
So we can match
I
up.
know.
We can match up your message on PayPal with the money.
I'm just signing.
yeah,
it?
just do something. And you're gonna mail it to him.
Send him a message. Write a little message on there for him.
What's your write your favorite movie quote on there?
Yeah.
I'll put to my partner in crime.
Oh, there you go.
This is awesome.
He said I sent the address with 69 cents.
Oh, nice.
That's-
Selling dollars for 25. Who's next?
Who's next, baby? Will you sign this book and send it to somebody?
Yeah, I do that.
Shark in the housing pool?
How much for the book? We're gonna just start signing anything that's not nailed down in here. Who wants some carpet?
We got tons of carpet squares,
We got some
Autog-
2x4s,
Autographed hoodie.
light bulb,
except the tridents aren't for sale.
except the tridents. This old Dunkin' Donuts cup.
A cold Mountain Dew.
Ooh. Hold it
All
up
right.
for us, Matt.
All right, here's what we got. We got to my partner in crime from the Secret Service's Most Wanted. And then it says Matthew Cox. All right, there we go. Now, who am I mailing this? I got to mail this.
They sent you the address.
All right.
You can handle that, right? You know how to do
I
that.
can handle. Well, I mean, if it's in the PayPal thing, I can check PayPal,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, it'll be in the PayPal.
Now I gotta
Sweet.
fold
That was
this
fun.
up.
Anyone else want $1?
Oh man, let me put this in here. Make sure I don't spend it on the way home.
Yeah, don't spend that shit, man.
No,
Don't throw that out at the strip club on your way home.
no, I can't, bro.
So what's your plan to get back on track? Are you just gonna get rich selling books?
I'm not. Absolutely not going to get rich belling, but
I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
oh, that's a great return.
Yeah.
That's what I should have done. I should have gone and gotten $51 bills.
Christie
straight from
ones,
Christie
yeah.
ones.
How is your probation officer doing?
She's great.
Is she?
She's great. Listen, if she watches this,
I know.
she will be
Yeah.
like, she gives me every time we say something. She's
You're
like,
probably her favorite client.
Yeah. You gotta be.
don't know.
Gotta
You
be.
gotta be.
She seems all right sometimes. Like sometimes she seems irritated by me, and sometimes
Yeah, but that's how probation officers always are.
Yeah.
They have to be that way.
yeah, I guess. Sometimes she's totally, hey, Mr. Cox, how are you doing?
Yeah.
And then sometimes it's like, Mr. Cox, what are you doing? What's going on with this? What's going on with that? It's like,
Like what? What does she ask about?
oh, like, I have to do like an annual financial thing. Like they look through all my stuff like every month, right? Well, she'll request stuff, bank statements, things
Yeah.
like that every month. So, but one of the things is like annually though, I have to do a full financial. So I do a full financial and I have to fill out this questionnaire that helps them rank what the chances of recidivism is. Like what level, what are the chances you're going to recommit a crime? What level security you should be at. So I had to fill that out the other day, and then they pull your credit. So she pulled my credit, and she like contacts me. She's like, did you open a bank account with Allied Bank? And I was like, I got this text. I'm like, no, why? And she's like, there was an inquiry, and we're just wondering. And I was like,
Are you not allowed to open bank accounts?
no, I have to ask. I have to ask for permission for everything.
Wow.
Credit cards.
Damn, that's crazy.
Car loan. I had to get you should have seen me. I had to beg to get a car. I had to I really need a car. My car was it was done.
Yeah.
Listen, you couldn't drive it. If you hit the gas, it would shudder and slow down. So you had to really slowly ease the gas, and then it would start going. I mean, bro, it was. I would have never made it here. Never would have made it here in that car. So, I mean, and it actually stopped a couple of times. I actually had to bring it into a place. They did something. They said that the gas line was blown or something. There's just all kinds of shit.
Yeah.
Bottom line is I had to go to her and be like, listen, you've got to let me get a new vehicle. Because I'd asked her before and she said no.
I remember that. I remember you telling me about that.
She said no. She was, you got to buy a vehicle cash. I was like, what cash? You have all my bank accounts.
Damn.
I don't have any money.
Yeah.
So she would be more happy if I went, I think, and got a regular job.
Conform with
I
society.
work 40 hours a week.
Be a
and
good citizen.
Right. And I'm not saying that's not a possibility. What I'm saying is that I need to give this stuff a try first. And so far it seems like I can see it. You know what I'm saying? Like I can see. It's like when you were talking about how you started your channel and you said like for like a year or so. You said I had like 6 or 7. You said it took like a year or two to get 7,000 views or
Way more than a year. Yeah.
Yeah, 7,000 subscribers.
Mm-hmm.
And you were like, and then just slowly creeped along. Then eventually, something happened, and boom. Then there was another jump and another jump, and that's where I am right now. Like I'm trying to figure out how to get subscribers and how to build up the channel, and so that I can get to the point where I can do a true crime podcast. And so I've got ideas, and I'm doing it right now. I'm slowly doing that, but it takes time, and it's an effort. It ain't easy.
Wait, I don't
look,
get it.
Look at your fucking setup.
Wait, But you make fun of my setup all the time. You say it's a little back alley dungeon.
I've never said back alley dungeon. I think I said basement. But you do have an amazing setup. I just don't like the backdrop. That's all.
Okay.
I liked your other backdrop better.
You don't like this backdrop? This is a $600 backdrop.
I don't.
$7 if you include the rat.
I don't get it.
We got the Gary Sullivan's finest artwork in the background.
I don't.
Somebody
get it.
needs to buy that thing.
Yeah. What the fuck?
I can't believe no one's bought the rat.
Come on.
What's coming?
At least leave it here and I'll fucking put it in the background. It'll improve the backdrop a little bit more.
Anything. Listen.
Wait, I don't get it. Why can't you start a true crime podcast when you only have how many subscribers?
Because like 14,000.
That's not enough to start a podcast?
I mean, I'm not saying it isn't, but I mean, you know what you make on a channel like that. I'm bringing in like $100 a month. It's like nothing. So even if I start putting out content, like right now,
Do you get this logic? Because I don't get this logic.
Well, my point is, if I do a true crime podcast, who's gonna see it? Listen, if I did a true crime podcast right now, and I put it, let's say you and I do a video right now.
So you're basically saying that
you want me to explain? Listen, you and I do a video right now. Okay, so we do a video and we post it on your channel. We post it on my channel. My channel gets that video might get a couple thousand hits. Your channel is going to get 30,000 hits. You have a whole bunch of subscribers. It may even get more than that because the algorithm will most likely push it more because it's on your channel and you've got 360,000 subscribers. So the algorithm is most likely going to push yours more because it sees a whole bunch more subscribers.
Okay, I get it. So you're saying you wouldn't do this unless you had the opportunity to make a lot of money from it or get a lot of views from it.
But for me to put the energy into it, I have to be able to monetize it. I have bills. Mm-hmm. I don't have money just coming in.
Right.
You know, it'd be different if I had.
How much money would it cost you to do each podcast?
I don't know. I think probably each true crime podcast.
Yeah.
If I had
each podcast, how much money does that cost you to sit
Carolina,
down?
Right now, it's costing about $250 to $300 for each one of these little tiny reviews. About $250, $300.
Okay, I'm not talking about a review with a camera.
So if I did a podcast,
with a whole lighting crew, with a studio, I'm talking about you sitting in a room with two microphones with somebody else and talking about something.
I don't know how much.
I mean, this doesn't cost a dime. I mean,
well,
the power bill.
We've had this discussion. You're always like, yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure. I feel you know. I mean, I've got 18 months worth of material. I got a ton of stories that I could do podcasts with.
Okay.
But, you know.
So if it cost you nothing to sit here and record a podcast but your power bill.
Well, yeah, but it doesn't really cost nothing. So then I do some crappy podcast where it's just me and somebody talking. When the truth is, I would like to show pictures. I'd like to have have it edited slightly. You know, you kind of, you know, you want to be able to kind of present, you know, the documents. Like, why is this? How did I uncover this? Why is this true? How do I know that this is the guy that, I mean, I got cases where people killed people. Mm-hmm. You know, I mean, I've talked to homicide detectives. I've talked
Cha-ching.
to $1.35.
Somebody wants you to sign a quarter and mail it to them.
Yeah, we're done.
That ain't happening for that much money.
Yeah. So, look, it's just, you know, look, sitting there just doing some shitty podcast at my desk where it's just me staring at the camera telling a story. That's not going to help me. That's not going to do. And you also know that's not going to get me subscribers either. You know, it's just not. I need to be. I would like to be able to do a semi-decent true crime podcast. I mean, I think that's reasonable.
Well, the videos that you're doing right now, doing the reviews, are pretty cool.
They are cool, but I don't have any subscribers, so nobody really sees them. You know, and they look, they get a bunch of, and they get a ton of likes and a ton of comments, and I get a bunch of stuff, but they're never going to really go any. I mean, they're not going to really take off until I get more subscribers. I'm working on the subscribers.
You've done a shit ton of interviews on huge YouTube channels. You would think that,
but I didn't have my channel then.
Yes, you did.
No, I had a channel. I had nothing on it. Remember, I had like a couple of narrated stories. I got like, before I even started really putting anything into it, I had probably 8,000, 10,000 subscribers just because people would see me on these other shows and they're subscribing.
Yeah.
So look, before I even knew that I had a channel,
videos to come
I had 1,000 subscribers before you told me I said, I don't understand, Danny.
Oh, because
These
you're
guys
leaving
keep-
comment. You were commenting on our podcast. You were responding to comments, and just because you were responding to comments, people saw that and they were going and subscribing to your channel, even though you had no
I
content.
had no content on my channel. I had 1,000 subscribers, and he's
That's
like,
awesome.
bro. And I go, but I don't have a channel. What do you mean? He goes, yes, you
You
do.
do. Yeah,
He
you
goes, you
do.
have an account.
You
And
had
I
an
was
account,
like,
you're commenting.
I said, it doesn't. What are you talking? He had to explain it to me.
Yeah.
So I mean, so the all the subscribers are coming from being on other people's podcasts. You know, even though all the content on my channel is great, I got great
How much?
How much?
It's the same one. I'm just keeping.
Oh,
track.
$1.35.
So
Oh man.
anyway, yeah, bro, I'm doing the reviews. I got a bunch more reviews to come out. I'm gonna do a bunch of I'm gonna do some commentary stuff where I comment on other people's podcasts on.
You're gonna do one on us?
Yeah, you should review one of our podcasts.
I don't know. I don't know. I'm not sure. What do you?
We got some questions on Twitter.
They're really just interviews you guys do. Well, what am I supposed to say about somebody?
You should
Some interview.
review
It's an
one
interview.
that you're in with us.
Oh no. Yeah, those are. You know what I need to do? I need to review some scams too, like Bernie Madoff scam.
Yeah.
You know, like Sam Israel's scam, like
Jeffrey Epstein.
Epstein. Yeah. I probably should.
You should do that right now.
I don't know anything. I just look. The only.
It's hot right now.
I know it's hot.
Luke got
but
the
it's-
clicks on just that girl.
That was so funny.
On the what's her name? The Epstein chick.
Oh, the Epstein.
yeah.
No, I thought you meant the porno chick that he
Oh, no.
he interviewed.
No, he's talking about the interview we did with Sean Atwood, where he was talking about Ghislaine Maxwell.
Oh, okay.
He was talking about because he's like covered the Epstein case front to back,
and he thinks he was
inside and out.
killed, and right? Does
Oh,
think
well, he was definitely killed. I mean, I don't even think it's conspiracy anymore.
What do you think, Matt?
When we dropped the video too, when she got arrested, so it was in the news, and it was just the coincidence of the headline and her in the news, and it just blew up. And our little dinky channel that had 6,000 subscribers doubled in 5 days, and now we have like 13.
Yeah, now we have like 13,000,
Nice.
and it's blowing. Yeah, it blew up. It's just
Nice.
it's Sean covers all that stuff, like the war on drugs. Like he knows every little bit about like the corrupt history of the United States. It's crazy.
I mean,
And the Epstein stuff's hot right now, so everybody's interested in the Epstein stuff, especially
know,
because
but-
that Ghislaine lady just got arrested.
What do you think's gonna happen to her?
I don't even know who this is. I know
It's like
I saw
his-
some
She was his like
pictures.
right hand man.
Like,
So she
helped
she
bringing in the chicks.
She
or
helped
something.
procured all
She
the
was.
girls. So like,
but
the
it was
girls-
like his girlfriend kind of too.
Yeah. Well, weren't they all?
Yeah.
Um,
But like his main showpiece one.
my problem is, it would be, despite, I haven't looked at anything, but I've been in holdovers, and I've been in pins and mediums and lows, and you're not pulling off a murder in there unless you paid an inmate or a guard to do it.
Right.
And I just don't see, and I understand they can say, well, the coroner said that his neck wasn't. Stop it. The fact of the matter is, you would have had to have gotten, and I understand the camera didn't work. Fucking half the cameras don't work. The point is that you would have had to have gone, the only way to pull it off, you went and you got a guard.
Yeah.
You paid the guard to go into to disable the cameras. The guards are fucking retards, okay? They're not disabling shit. Maybe they just shut them off, but they're not going to break them in a way that they look like they've been breaking. They didn't break them 6 months earlier or 2 months, or tell me that the camera just happened to stop working 20 minutes before the thing. I don't see that. So a guard has to go in, kill him in such a way that it
the
looks
guard
like an
didn't kill him.
accident.
They're saying one of his cellmate killed him.
Okay, did they charge the cellmate?
Well, obviously they're not saying they're saying he committed suicide. The prison is saying that.
Okay.
But the conspiracy is his cellmate killed him.
How did they contact his cellie to get him to?
They got to be powerful enough to
kill him?
get there.
How did they?
You don't think it's possible to
All
get
the people he
did you
got
see
dirt on.
Did you see his cellmate that they put him with?
No, I'm sure he was a beast.
The
probably.
dude was
What?
like an ex-cop, fucking gorilla on steroids, fucking massive,
okay.
humanoid. The dude was could snap the guy's neck
So
easily.
So why wouldn't they prosecute him? Why wouldn't they? Are you telling me all these people are investigating?
We need the transcripts.
Has anybody seen how the connection between this guy and where's the money and where's this and where's that. I just don't, and I don't know much about it, but I base it, but I know the Bureau of Prisons, and I know you're just not going to be able to make a phone call and get someone to murder somebody. That's a hell of a leap. And maybe, and look, maybe I'm wrong. I don't think so. But I also know.
And the bone in his neck that was snapped. They said there's no way that bone never breaks by just by just someone hanging themselves.
So I have a question. The coroner that did
his neck was literally snapped. Like for that bone to be broken, there had to have been a severe.
I understand. They said, what did the coroner that researched him, that researched the whole thing, and that actually looked at the body? What did he say?
I don't know for sure, but I know that bone was broken. I know there was.
I'm sure, but what's so funny is it's easy to be an armchair quarterback and be
an armchair quarterback. Wow, that's a great one, Matt.
3,000 miles away.
Roasted you,
huh?
You roasted him.
Well, I'm saying you're 3,000 miles away. Some guy's 3,000 miles away, has a degree in, or is a pulmonary specialist. Like in lungs, and he's telling a coroner that looks at 6 bodies a day that this bone could never be really, because the guy that looked at the actual body said this, and he doesn't work for the BOP and he doesn't work for the government.
The actual coroner
is saying it was
saying that bone was broken.
So he's okay. I understand he's saying it's broken. So you're saying he's saying he was strangled, or is he saying it was suicide? He's saying it was broken and it's suicide. Some guy 3,000 miles away or across the planet is saying that bone is broken. It's never broken in any other cases ever. Bullshit.
Right. Okay.
And that means someone choked him to death. Come on, bro, stop.
You don't
You're
think,
a pulmonary specialist.
You don't think a coroner could be paid off to fake what the cause of death was?
They're paying off everybody.
I mean, if anybody could be paid off, the coroner is probably the easiest one to pay off.
I think that if I was in the administration and that I knew that he had this information and I knew this and I was concerned and I was this and I was in the inside and I could pull this off, I'd have killed that motherfucker before the cops ever got there. Because that's who I am. I know, right? You know this. You know I can get in the BOP and I can get the guard to do this and I can contact this guard. And why didn't you just kill him before when he was indicted, when he was on home confinement, when he was coming back and forth to the court? Why didn't you just have when he was being able to be seen by his lawyer? There's 1,000 ways to kill him.
I think that they thought, as well as Epstein, I think he truly believed, as well as probably a lot of people, he was probably convincing everybody around him that he was going to be able to get out of there without being convicted of anything, just like he had done already.
There's a whole other theory that he's still alive. There was a whole other thing with people were saying like the body was removed by somebody and they don't know who took the body. And I saw a whole thing on this and it was like, what? They're talking about how he's still alive somewhere. I mean, there are nut jobs everywhere. People believe all kinds of stuff.
Right, but you're saying that it's extremely difficult. It would be extremely difficult for somebody to murder him and cover it up, right?
Yeah. To murder him.
I don't think that's that far-fetched.
To murder him, it would be difficult. Let me give you an example. In Coleman. In Coleman.
Okay, but Coleman is nowhere near what this prison is.
No, but it may not be near it. But the basic facility designs are all pretty similar, and the security procedures are pretty similar.
Really, this thing's like a tower. The one in New York City.
I understand, but you're not suggesting someone broke in and killed him. You're saying that somebody told this guy to kill him, and he did.
But the layout of the prison is completely different, of the Metropolitan Prison in New York.
But we're not talking about someone breaking in or leaving or getting in. You're now saying no, they got to a guy that actually was able to put his hands on him. So all they had to do was get him a message and convince him to kill the guy.
Right, exactly.
I mean, that's a that's a powerful argument. I mean, that's a powerful, to suggest it. This is a guy, was that guy got a life sentence? His cellie?
I wonder where that guy is now. That guy that was his cellmate at the time.
Because he's probably going, I didn't kill anybody. What are you talking about? Who's
I wonder if anybody's talked to him, where he is right now.
I bet he's getting a ton of letters from these guys saying this and that. And, hey, can you call us on the BOP phone and talk? And can we do an interview? We'll send you $1,000 if you'll just answer some questions. He's probably like, look at these crackpots. I'm surprised he's not doing interviews. I'd be taking the $1,000 left and right. Yeah, I'll call you at 5. We can do an interview. All he's got to do is take the $1,000, put the $1,000 on my books, and say, "No, I didn't kill him. What are you talking about? Leave me alone." I mean, I'm saying it is difficult to do that. And when those types of things happen, let's say the guy does get killed. There was a CO in Coleman, a female CO, who actually, and I want to say it was in the pen, actually told one of the guys, one of the inmates was, she was in the shoe and one of the inmates was giving her a hard time. And the inmates in shoes, they'll just say disgusting things to the female guards. So this one inmate was giving her a hard time, and she actually took another inmate that was more friendly to her and put him in the other guy's cell. And when she put him in there, in the cell, she said, "Break his legs or break his arm." The guy got in there, and he basically tries to break his arm or something, right? They get into a huge fight. The other guy doesn't allow him to break his arm. He puts up a fight. So the other guy ends up choking him to fucking death. Kills him.
Mm-hmm.
Well, then, of course, the FBI comes in because they can't let SIS invest. They can't investigate something like that. So the FBI comes in. They investigate the whole thing. Other guys overheard stuff, whatever. The guy ends up saying, "Okay, this is what happened." He tells what happened. The female CO, they go to her, they tell her, "Look, we understand this is what happened. There's a camera. We can see you talking. We know this, we know that. We're going to give you a plea. Take 5 or 10 years. You'll go to prison. That's it." She says, No, I didn't know this was going to happen. This is what No. She didn't obviously know how the federal system works. So she goes to trial. She loses. She gets a fucking 30 years or a life sentence.
God damn.
So that's my basic understanding of the case. This is a female guard that told a guy to just break the guy's arm, and the whole thing unraveled immediately.
Right.
How would this not have unraveled immediately?
I mean, there's fucking powerful people that wanted him dead.
People want to believe that.
Prince Andrew, the Clintons.
The Clintons.
You think that's fake?
I
There's
love
pictures of them
I
hanging out
love
with
that-
Prince Andrew.
What does that mean?
What do you mean? What does it mean? They had the dude.
It doesn't mean that if I was hanging
That's
out
a
with Prince
quote.
Andrew, does that mean that I'm a pedophile?
No, but
or he's a
there's-
pedophile. That
there's-
doesn't mean if
There's
Prince
a
Andrew,
There's a woman who was 16 or 17 years old who has a picture with Prince Andrew and Ghislaine Maxwell and Jeffrey Epstein in their house in London. Who was underage, and she says that she was raped by him.
I understand. Okay. So I love the way you're going off track here. So now we're saying
not going off track.
Did Prince Andrew break in and kill him?
No, I'm just saying that this Epstein had evidence on Prince Andrew.
So kill him beforehand. Look, the guy beat his case in Florida. He did a little bit of time. He got off on it. He kept touching the girls, and he ended up getting a federal charge. He got jammed up, but he got away with it once. If you knew he had all this stuff, and you knew that information was out there, and you were capable of pulling this off, why wouldn't you have killed him when he was in his own house? You could have had one guy go up, shoot him in the fucking head, he'd be done. Instead, you wait for him to get jammed up again, go to prison, get a thing.
No, I think he was really valuable.
They wanted to
them.
keep going to the parties on the island.
No, I think he was really
Can't kill him.
Yeah.
Then there's no more party.
No, I think Epstein still had a lot of value to them, and I think
Party's
they probably
over.
truly believed that he would be able to get out of it.
Listen.
I think maybe it got too late. They said, "Fuck it, we got to pull the plug."
Look, like I said, I don't know anything about it. Okay.
Yeah.
But what I am saying
Neither
is
do
this.
I.
And by the way, nobody would love to tell you that the government is fucked up. And nobody more than me would like to say, "Oh, they're scumbags, this, that." The truth is they're going about their business, and I don't see anybody pulling off murdering this guy. And I think that if the BOP thought that he was actually killed, they would have charged the other guy. They would have charged the cell. They've been like, how easy is that? This is the guy that killed him.
The guy's name was Nicholas Tartaglione, he was a cop in Westchester County, and he was charged in 2006.
Westchester.
In 2016, he was charged with deaths of 4 men, stemming from an alleged cocaine drug conspiracy. So this is the guy who Epstein was housed with in that prison.
He didn't kill anybody.
He killed 4 people.
No, he didn't. What does it say? He didn't kill him.
was charged.
He was charged in a conspiracy where
with the deaths of 4 men.
in drugs, right?
Okay.
Right. So I was a part of a conspiracy.
So it was a
and
RICO.
And 4 people
case.
died with doing cocaine or doing heroin, doing some kind of drug, and they charged me with their deaths. I know a guy that got a guy named Brandon who got like 25 or 30 years because he actually, you know what he did? 25 years because he made the mistake of going to trial. Here's why Brandon went to prison. Because he was a bouncer at a bar and a chick came in and said, "Hey, Brandon, do you know anybody that sells heroin?" And he said, "Yes, I do. I actually do know a guy. Here's his phone number." She went and bought heroin from the guy. She ODs. They grab the fucking dealer. Dealer calls back. How'd you get in touch with him? Brandon sometimes will give people my number if they need drugs. And so Brandon gave me the number, and they come and they indict Brandon and say, "Well, you're gonna plead guilty to like 5 or 10 years, or you can go to trial, but it's for this murder." And he says, "Fuck you! I just gave him a number. I didn't know she was gonna die. I didn't know that." He goes to trial. Boom! He loses. He gets like 25 years.
Matt, let me ask you this: what happens if Ghislaine Maxwell commits suicide? Then what are you gonna? Are you gonna?
I don't know who's that.
That's the lady who
The
just
chick
got
that
arrested.
she got arrested
That was
now.
Epstein's right hand woman who
Okay, what was her
procured
first name again?
Ghislaine.
What happened to like Susan?
What?
I
happened
don't
to
know where
Sarah?
she's from.
What happened to like
She's like-
Jennifer?
she's like royalty.
Betty?
She's like English
That's
royalty.
a crazy
I
name.
don't know,
Yeah, I
people
can't.
born outside of America.
Yeah,
No,
there are.
nice.
And
I'm
all these Susans.
pretty sure I've
What
been.
happened to John?
Gonna go out of the way and say I've been out of the U.S. probably more than most.
So if she ends up dead,
Look, if she does, it's probably going to be an overdose, and it'll just be an overdose. She's probably a drug addict.
She's locked up now.
she's
Okay,
she's
because
arrested.
she's the right hand man type person.
Yes,
Okay, so if she dies in prison,
yes. If she dies in prison, then what?
To suicide.
Do you still think Epstein killed
Very-
himself?
very, very suspicious. Now I'd be like, okay, let's start reading some shit.
Somebody said
Let's start looking into this.
Ghislaine.
Ghislaine.
That's how it's spelled.
That's how you actually pronounce it, Ghislaine.
Oh man, yeah. I just
Don't want to live on that road.
what a fucking.
So if
idiot
she
Epstein.
ends up dying in prison,
then that
then
would be absolutely.
you'll have to take
insane.
it- you'll
Yeah,
have to have another
I
look at
listen. That if she dies in prison, I'll read everything on fucking Epstein. We'll come back and we'll do a 4-hour podcast. I'll order the freedom of
shit.
information. We'll do the whole thing.
Yeah.
we'll get Sean Atwood in here. He'll have to
he's
be
not allowed
on-
here. He's
he'll,
he's
he'll have
actually
to be on a.
he's exiled. Yeah,
Yeah, he'll have to be on a. It'll be a Zoom.
Yeah.
But yeah,
We'll get
do the
a
whole
fucking video
thing.
screen right there.
We'll do
How
the
funny
whole
would that
thing
be?
because I'll be all in. You know,
That would
I
be
mean,
pretty fucking sick if we could actually pull that off.
You know what we should do? Somebody suggested this the other day was like, you get like Jordan Belfort, me, and somebody else
Yeah.
to
That would
try
be
and come
sick.
and do a just sit down and talk for 3 or 4 hours.
Just let you guys
just about
shoot the
different.
shit.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
you should get Jordan Belfort on the Matt Cox True Crime podcast because that
No,
would be
yeah.
good.
That's what you should
That would
do.
be great. I actually talked to his secretary. Like we shot emails back and forth, and it just never. The Corona thing happened. Next thing you know, I mean, that was it. It was over. I didn't follow it up because I realized like, there's no way I can go out there.
Yeah.
Follow up.
The same thing with Sean Atwood. Like I wanted to try and go to London, and after about a month and a half, 2 months, I realized this isn't ending. This is going to be a while. So then I sent him an email. I said, "Look, bro, this is not happening. Let's just do the podcast. I mean, let's just do like a Zoom or a Skype."
Skype,
And he was
yeah.
like, "Yeah, let's do it. I do them all the time."
Yeah, it was a good one.
Yeah,
I watched it.
you've seen it all before. Seen it all before, Danny. I love. Listen.
What's your
listen,
favorite
my-
podcast you've been on?
What I like this one. I like just sitting here talking shit.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, just who was good was oh god, what was it? Pat David with Valuetainment. Mm-hmm. He had a very professional thing going on, but he's a very nice, likable guy and friendly, and that was good. But this is more of a laid back, just talking about You mean the
Whatever
actual
we
channel?
No, I mean like your the best.
Like out of all the ones
podcast
even we've done?
that was your favorite to do.
Not Vlad.
No.
Why not?
No, he's first of all, he's not there. He's on a
Yeah,
on
I
an
thought he was there.
iPad and he's behind the
Did
thing.
he read
and-
your book?
No, and he didn't read
Hell
my
no.
book, and he didn't know the story. And not just that, but when you're talking, I'm really talking to him. The videographer guy, he's not really there. He's off to the side. I'm talking to Vlad. Vlad would every once in a while he'd go, okay. He'd ask a question, and I knew he wasn't paying attention. He would get up and go to do something while I'm talking, and it's like I want to stop and be like, Are you like
Paying attention, right?
Yeah, are you? Because I feel like this. Look, it's like if you put the camera in front of me and said, "Okay, just tell your story to the camera,"
Yeah.
I'd have a hard time.
Yeah.
But if Danny's standing behind the camera, I can talk to Danny because I'm
talk to
just telling
somebody.
Danny the story. I don't really see the little boxes being like the fans or people viewing it. It's just it's hey Danny, here's what happened, and I'll tell Danny.
Yeah, it just doesn't feel right.
It doesn't feel right to me. I need an audience.
Yeah.
Just probably, I'm sure, has probably some narcissistic. What is it?
Luke's taking lots of notes.
I feel like he's negotiating.
He's very thorough in everything he does.
I'm working here.
I appreciate it.
My job isn't to.
How much more money you
this
got, Matt, going
conversation. It's over
on?
here. We are at.
We got any good comments? Any good questions?
Oh yeah, we got a bunch of questions. Somebody wanted to know how much would it be to get a painting of Danny in an armchair holding a football?
Do you play football?
Armchair quarterback.
Called him the
Armchair
armchair
quarterback.
quarterback.
I didn't even get that.
That's
Nice.
great. I love
Nice.
that.
Do black shirts make you look taller? Is that why you wear them?
Nice. I don't
wear black a lot?
You know what the worst thing about this? You understand my girlfriend's probably watching this. You understand how horrible that is? She's
she
gonna.
probably loves
She does. She picks on me like you can't believe.
Yeah, I'm sure she
She
loves it.
listen, not that she does the whole T-Rex thing with my little arm. She's like, you got these little tiny arms.
At least they're thick arms. They're short, thick arms.
That's why I don't even do arms.
Here's a good question on Twitter. Do you currently know about any current fraud with COVID loans going on? And do you have any friends or anyone that does fraud today?
Do I have any?
Do you know anybody who does fraud today? This is from,
I don't think you can say yes and
yeah,
net your
you
probation
know.
off.
Let's see their names
Questionable.
and where they live.
That's
Your
the,
PO is
I'm
gonna
good.
be like,
I
oh, well,
appreciate
who's
the
that?
question. That was a great question. Thank you. Good talk.
Why does he never mention stealing those 2 kids' identities?
Stealing those 2 kids.
What
identities.
kids?
Yeah, what kids' identities?
Which kids?
Someone said you never mentioned it, so we wouldn't even know.
I'm not sure. What are they? What kids?
Do you ever steal any kids' identities?
Yeah,
Twitter.
Initially I used a social security number, random social security numbers, and they were recently issued. So obviously they did belong to kids while I was initially trying to figure out how the credit profiles worked. So, yeah, you could say that was a theft.
Here's a good one. How bad is your current financial situation, and do you think you'll ever be able to pay off your restitution in full?
Boy, these are fucking serious questions, bro, right? Like
That's
people
very
are
serious.
That's do I ever think I'm going to be able to pay off my restitution? Like how dire is my financial situation? Like I have like a little bit of a cushion, but the COVID thing has really jammed me up. Like I had paintings probably for 2 or 3 months, and
How
I'm
much money do you have
literally
in the bank right now?
like I'm not going to tell you how much I have. My PO knows. No, I probably have a couple grand in the bank. That's it. And that's really it. And then I have rent. My rent's like $750. My car payments, $4 something. I mean, I've got, So you start adding up, food, all this other stuff.
Goes quick.
Huh? Yeah,
Goes
food.
quick.
Your $150 for your car insurance. You start adding it up. It's like Jesus. I'm living on granola bars and like pickles and stuff. I mean, I'm not doing
Pickles. What kind of pickles?
Wiggles pickles?
well. No,
Wiggles
I
are the
don't
best. They're so spicy and sweet.
What?
What happened to dinner?
Yeah, I'm starving.
I'll take you out to eat after this.
Unbelievable.
Wow.
So
People were
Could
bitching.
at least ordered
People were
KFC.
asking about
Because
like,
you
why
guys-
Is there any crab?
Oh,
yeah,
really? We should
no,
have crab.
The crab is
You know what's funny? I saw
disgusting.
the funniest comment that like, now I know why this channel's never gonna go anywhere because they were eating crab. That's the reason that we ate the crab,
Nailed
and
it.
that's why we're gonna keep eating crab.
Will I ever pay off my restitution?
Could have got a bucket of KFC.
A lot would have to go right for me to pay off my restitution. It's 5.9 down to like 5.9 million and change.
God damn.
I don't have any interest on it.
That's good.
Yeah, it's probably the only argument that my lawyer actually won during my sentencing.
Would there normally be interest on that?
Yeah,
Really?
Absolutely.
What kind of interest are we talking?
I don't know. I don't really know. I mean, I got lucky. I mean, not lucky. I mean, how lucky could I get? You could add the interest because I'm probably not going to be able to pay that either. So you basically, you know, you have to
You'd
pay.
have to hit it big to be able to pay that off.
Bro, a lot would have to go right for me to pay that off. A lot would have to go right. And, you know, it's like, so it's going to hang over my head for, you know, here on out,
Well,
you know.
at least you got it interest free.
Yeah, that's nice. So we'll see what happens.
Let's see what else we got.
Somebody wanted to know if you would ever host a seminar on how to host a seminar.
Where is he? I don't know.
I'm just reading you what
I don't even know what that means. I don't even know what that means.
I was hoping you could maybe
I
clarify that a
I
little
can't I
bit.
can't clarify.
We
that.
need
I don't-
money for the damn paintings.
Yeah, bro. Someone buy the painting. Someone buy the painting.
Yeah, nobody
make
wants
a
to paint
make
them.
a reasonable offer. You know what the problem is? It's your clientele.
The person is really upset who sent you the money to sign a quarter because they don't think you're going to send them a quarter.
Well, he's not.
I'm
because
not
they
sending.
sent like
I'm
a
not.
dollar.
I'm not sending
It
you a
co-
quarter.
the envelope costs
Not only
more
am
than a
I
dollar.
not I'm taking your money, and I can't buy anything with it. It's not like even taking the money is. What can you buy? What did they send me? Like $1?
$1.25,
$1.35.
$1.35.
Yeah,
you
that's,
can't even get stamps.
you can't even. Yeah, you can't.
What,
even,
what am I going to do with $1.35?
If you come pick
I
it
mean,
up,
the
we'll give it to
effort
you.
alone
Send the
isn't worth
PayPal info
$1.30.
again.
Send the PayPal, pal.
The effort alone isn't worth $1.35.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, it doesn't.
It's not worth it. What's it worth? What's it worth? What will you sign a quarter and ship it to him for?
I'm
What's $10?
How do you sign a quarter? Somebody get us quarter out and try and sign it. I'd love to see that happen.
That would be
Who's
pretty
even
difficult.
got a quarter?
That would be pretty difficult.
I mean,
I don't have one.
you know,
Going in the car.
Not that kind of quarter.
What kind of quarter?
He's got a different kind
Do
of
you know
quarter in
that
his
this
car.
is
Like
my
a quarter of
this is-
weed?
you know, this is my second one since I came in with the one. I finished it. This is almost done.
You got two? Where's your other one?
I finished it. It's down there.
Put it up on the table so I can see it. With
Like,
the
because
fan,
I would lie
the
about
fans
that?
want to see.
Like I walked in with two of these. I finished this one basically before we started.
I mean, you haven't pissed yet?
No, I'm good.
Wow, you got a fucking
I mean,
giant bladder.
I'm an old man. You know?
You're an old man.
Usually old men have prostate problems and have to pee a lot.
Boy, you're a joy to be around. Jesus. How old?
I mean, you said your argument to not having to piss was that you were an old man.
Yeah, I'm
And
saying I
usually-
probably have like a big bladder or something. I'm assuming as you get older, does your bladder get bigger or something, or do you have to
I
piss
don't-
more?
I mean,
like I
no.
don't.
I think your bladder.
I know
stops
these
growing
guys
in,
that
like,
have
your
to piss like
20s.
every 10 minutes.
Oh, somebody just sent you $5 on the chat.
Woo!
I have a question.
Do you have a favorite moment while you were on the run?
I mean that's the same question we got before. Yeah, being on the
The yacht.
It wasn't a yacht. It was like a cruise ship. It
Oh,
was a European
cruise.
cruise ship, and we were going through like the Mediterranean Sea, and I got my 25-year-old girlfriend beside me, and I'm number one on the Secret Service's most wanted list, and I got
That
like
was
a
like the end
$1
of it
million
all,
dollar. Yeah, it was maybe a month or two before I got caught, and I remember looking at my girlfriend and thinking, "Fuck, this is no matter what happens, this moment, this is worth it," and it absolutely was not worth it. I mean, way wrong about that.
What were you eating on the cruise ship?
Everything. I mean, it was good stuff. You know, cruise ships, they feed you like a ton of food.
I'm not a fan of cruise ships.
This was a
never have been.
European cruise ship. This
How are they
wasn't-
different from U.S. cruise ships?
I mean,
American cruise
I
ships.
think they're nicer. They're first of all, it's way more expensive.
Well, that's
and-
not better.
Well, I'm saying they put more. They're nicer, bro. It was
Yeah.
a nice fucking cruise ship. It wasn't, you know,
Is it like
Carnival Cruise Lines. I mean,
Yeah.
this was a nice ship. This was great. We're going to, the island of, to Crete, to Venice, to Croatia. I mean, this was a great cruise. So,
All right.
sorry. I mean, Danny, there are other countries other than the United States, right? I mean, you have to
last
go
time
on.
I checked.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
See, there you go. Okay.
Oh, you're trying to recycle his
yeah,
joke.
yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
Bring
okay.
it back.
Yeah, there
Oh,
you go.
okay.
People that are
Bring
paying
it back.
attention.
That was I'll give you A for effort, I guess.
Just glad you're paying attention to things I'm saying. It's nice to be included, honestly.
Yeah. I'm ready to include you. You did the thumbnail. I love the
The
thumbnail.
thumbnail is fucking amazing. That's
great.
the best part about this whole podcast. Is
It's
the
a
thumbnail.
career highlight, honestly.
Oh my God.
All right. Anything else we want to add to this podcast? This podcast is going nowhere fast.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know,
Making money.
Send
making
money,
money.
to
Do you
the
have anything
PayPal.
else?
Send money now.
Money.
We need the money.
What else are we gonna talk about?
If Matt gets a donation in the next 1 minute, we'll keep the podcast going.
a minute. It takes more than a minute to even get on the damn. To get on.
All
the
right,
thing
all right,
and
5
send it.
minutes.
5 minutes.
5 minutes.
Boy, you've jumped 5 minutes. That's not exactly a call to action. Okay. All right.
Too much time.
Damn, Jones.
So yeah. All right. So what else? Hey, you know
What else?
You know what's? Oh, I was gonna say. You know, the guy, the producer that's Steve, that is putting up, that's basically producing those
Movie reviews.
the movie reviews. Like he wants me to do a reactionary video to the guy that what's the Black Lives Matter what's
George Soros.
Yeah, the cop. No,
Never mind,
no,
never mind.
the cop that choked out.
Yeah, I don't know who the cop. I forget the cop's name.
I forget his name too. He wants to like
George
what,
Floyd was the guy.
Yeah, George. Yeah, but what the cop's name? Like, what's going to happen to him in federal prison?
Oh,
They're
yeah,
like,
yeah.
what's going to happen?
What
Or
do
not
you-
in federal prison, in state prison or whatever.
What do you
like,
think will happen to him?
I think he'll go to a protective custody.
$10.
Damn, I guess we got to keep going. That was a minute, roughly.
Not was it? It's probably close. Yeah. So I think. Well, you know, I don't. I think that I don't know. I mean, it's not that I don't know. It's that it depends on if he goes to federal. Look, all states have protective custody prisons, right? So just like that cop was in protective custody, the one with
Was he?
Epstein. I'm sure. You can't. You're telling me you're going to put a guy who was a cop in with general population?
No.
No. These guys will kill him. You got to put them into like a protective custody, like in Coleman, in the low.
Interesting.
I was in. Well, you can't. I mean, look, you cannot lock people up. Police officers, judges, anybody. You cannot lock them up and allow them to get killed. I'm not saying it doesn't happen. There's going to be some bunch of guys in the comments be like, no, like 5 years ago, so and so got. Okay, look, I'm not saying it doesn't happen. I'm saying for the majority of the time, they lock someone up that's high profile, that has a good chance of being killed. They'll put them into a protective custody prison where there's a bunch of, like, I've been locked up with all cops, judges, lawyers, prosecutors, like all kinds of people that in a normal prison, when they find out you're a cop, they're gonna kill you. And these aren't, keep in mind, if you're a cop and you go to prison, you're a dirty cop. So if you think the inmates didn't like a good cop, how do they feel about a cop that spent 10 years ripping off drug dealers?
Yeah,
They
fuck
want you
up.
dead. You're the worst kind of cop. So they can't send him to a regular medium or regular low or a pen. They have to send him to a protective custody low or protective custody pen. I knew the guy's name was what's his first name was? His last name was Junior. Junior. Everybody called him Junior. His last name, his name was actually Junior.
Damn.
It's the same. No, it's just because I didn't
Oh.
click it. So what happened was he never had any problems. There was a guy named Jason, I forget his name, but he actually was a New York cop. He actually, I'm pretty sure he took his baton and he had arrested this guy. The guy was mouthing off to him. He took his fucking baton and shoved it in the guy's ass. Like literally pulled his pants down and fucking stuck in his ass, the whole thing.
God damn.
Now,
Jesus
so you know what
Christ,
happened
what
to
a
him?
psychopath.
He didn't kill the guy. But I mean, he didn't, I mean, I'm not saying it's right or wrong.
They
I'm
gave him
saying
the same treatment.
I'm saying that the guy didn't die, and Justin, the feds came in, and the feds said, we're going to take the case and we're going to charge him, and we're going to take him to trial for violating the guy's civil rights. Just like they did with the Rodney King cops, right? So we're going to take you to trial, and so they take him to trial. This is no good. So they take him to trial, and halfway through the trial, basically Justin pleads guilty to like 30 years.
Wow.
Because he could see where it was going. There's no way I'm winning this. So he pleads guilty to 30 years.
What?
What happened?
Somebody said that they would pay $100 for the rat if you drew a wiener on it.
Send the $100.
Send the 100.
Send the
then we'll
100 and
draw
Send
it.
the 100 first, and we'll do it.
So what happened is Justin
And put your address on the 100 on the message with the 100.
Justin never really had any problems. in federal prison. He pled guilty. This is a guy who arrested a guy and then shoved a baton in his fucking ass. You think that these guys don't want to kill him? Never had any problems. They sent him to protective custody prison. He said, he told me I've had a few times, like I've been in fights, but it didn't have to do with that. And he said, I've had a few issues before, but he said, just guys making a comment here or there or a rumor or something.
Yeah.
He said, but nothing. He said, nothing like you'd think. No, nobody ever attacked me. I never got beat up. There weren't 4 or 5 guys got me in a room and beat me up. Nothing like that. He said, perfect. When I met him, I'm in the low. He's fine. He was fine. He got out. So the idea that they're going to do anything to that cop, most likely if the guy's smart, he's going to say, look, he's right now negotiating. If I was him, I'd go to the feds and say, look, I'll plead guilty to violating this guy's civil rights, and I'll take a plea for murder as long as I can do my time in the Fed instead of in the state. Because the state, there's a much better chance something could go wrong. Protective custody in the state is way different than protective custody in the feds. Protective custody in most states is going to be you're basically almost locked up all the time.
Is this cop in the feds that killed George Floyd?
No, he's probably in the state. But I'm saying wouldn't be shocked if the feds don't charge him or haven't charged him, or if they're not waiting to charge him with violating Floyd's civil rights. It's possible. So to me, why don't you just take your plea and then turn around and go to the feds and say, look, I'll plead guilty to violating his civil rights. Let me do my time at the same time as my state, and I'll do it in the feds. Because then you're going to be in a better situation.
Mm-hmm.
They got a better chance of taking care of you. So, I don't see him getting killed in I don't see that happening.
No.
But I should do a whole podcast on that, because then I could really, I'd like to do that, because then I could really go in and explain the different cases. Not much. I don't have to go into detail, but I can say, look, this is the guy's name. This is what happened. I met this guy. I met this cop. I've met a bunch of cops in federal prison. There's bunches of them. I met judges. You remember the judge, Cash for Kids?
What was the judge in for?
He and a couple other judges were getting kickbacks for a private juvenile facility. So if you're a kid and you get caught breaking windows, you're an 11-year-old kid or a 14-year-old kid, and you come before me, you should get 3 months probation, right? You broke some windows. You got to pay back, and you get 3 months probation, and bad boy, and okay, you broke some windows. But if I sentence you to 18 months in this private facility, then the county or the state gives the private facility this much, X amount of dollars to take care of you for 18 months, and he gets a kickback. So, so before you know it, kids are coming in. They're supposed to getting a probation, and they're getting 18 months, 22 months, 19 months. Boom, and this is going on, and he's raking in money. They called it Cash for Kids, and eventually they get caught. There's a book on it. They get caught, and he pleads guilty to 20 or 30 years.
Holy fuck!
Yeah, I talked to him.
When did that happen? When was this going on?
Maybe 10 years ago.
Really?
I remember being in prison when it happened and watching it on CNN, and they were talking about it. What's his name? How do you guys? It's
Cash for Kids? I've never heard of it.
Cash for
I've heard of
Clunkers.
Cash for Clunkers.
No. Yeah.
There's a documentary on him.
Yeah, bro. There was a Cash for Kids.
Yeah, kickbacks from sending juvenile offenders to prison, even for minor crimes.
Yeah.
How many judges were involved in this?
I think there was an American greed on him.
Really?
I've met
so it was
six
one
guys
judge, or was it
from-
multiple judges?
No, there was a couple judges. I want to say there was 2 judges.
One of which you were in with and you met?
Yeah, I want to say there was 2 or 3. I could be wrong. There
Remember
may have
his
just been
name?
him. You could right now. You've got
It doesn't
got
say
it
his
in
name.
your
It says the
hand.
director's name, but it doesn't say the judge's name.
Here on democracynow.org, the War and Peace Report. I'm Amy Fed Youth Jails
What the hell?
for their efforts. Some of the young people sentenced under their watch were jailed.
Yeah,
over the
there
abductions
was
of
multiples.
probation officers.
Multiple.
In 2009, Democracy Now! Spoke with one of the young people who spent almost a year.
In 2008, judges Michael Conahan?
Yeah, Conahan. I know Conahan.
And Mark Ciavarella were accused of accepting money in return for imposing harsh educations on juveniles to increase occupancy at for-profit detention centers.
Yeah. And they were getting kickbacks.
That's crazy.
Right.
You met Michael.
Yeah. I
Can't believe you
walked
write
the-
a story on that guy.
Walked the track with him a bunch of times. Actually, do you remember John Boziak, the kid that I wrote the story about Bent, which
The
was
credit card
the
kid.
credit card kid. Boziak, I remember, to double check some of the stuff that Boziak was telling me about being in these juvenile facilities. I actually went to the judge and I said, hey, can I talk to you for a minute? And he was like, yeah, what's going on? And I explained to him, look, I'm writing the story about this guy, about this kid. Here's what happened. He was a kid. He was like 13 years old. I started explaining how things happened. And I said, it doesn't make sense to me that they had sentenced him once. He ran away from the facility. They grab him again. They sentence him again and send him to another facility. Then the next time they catch him, they sentence him. Basically, they just say, look, you're a ward of the state now because his mother had abandoned him. And we're going to have you stay at this juvenile facility, which is basically a homeless facility for juveniles. I said, but it wasn't like he said he could leave, he could come back, I said, they didn't lock him up this time. I go, does that make sense that you keep running away and eventually they don't try and keep you locked up in a juvenile prison? And he went, of course. He goes, yeah, why? I went, yeah, but he ran away. And he goes, yeah, but he's a juvenile. And he goes, look, he said, how much do you want the state to dump into this kid? He's a bad kid.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He goes, locked him up once. He ran away. We locked him up again. He ran away. He goes, how many times do we have to keep? He goes, and now his mother's abandoned him. He's a ward of the state. He said, so what do? You do the best you can. You say, hey, here's a place you can stay. Please go to school. Here's some programs. And I go, but he's a kid. He goes, yeah, but you just can't keep dumping money into these kids. I go, yeah, he ended up on the street. And he's like, well, he ended up on the street.
How much money were these detention centers getting paid every time that the judge would sentence them?
I don't know. I don't know that number. I just know that they filled up the private facility and they closed down the state facility, and the private facility is paying these judges, so they're hammering away at these fucking kids who should be getting probation. Is that fucked up?
Yeah,
we're
that's
talking about
insane.
thousands of kids. You imagine you're a little kid. You should get 3 months probation. You get 18 months, and they're putting
In a
you
facility.
in with 15, 16, 17-year-old kids. You're 11 years old, and you're not really a danger. These kids are doing carjackings. These are real monsters that are yanking people out of their cars, are breaking into people's windows. You knocked out a window in a house, or you stole some sneakers. You get 18 months.
Stole a sub from Publix.
Wow. Right.
The
right.
golf cart.
Yeah.
I've seen it a million times.
That's rough.
Well,
anyway,
every private prison gets paid a certain amount of money per inmate, right? No matter what they're in for.
yeah, of course you have to pay them.
And this happens continuously every day. Even today, it happens.
Yes, but you can't pay the judges to sentence people. You can't give them kickbacks.
Right. I
now it's a
understand that.
conflict of interest. Now
Right,
there's
you can't
an
pay
incentive.
the judges, but there's still. I mean, there's an incentive right now whether the judges are getting paid or not, because the prison system. It's like
Well, it's a business. It's
it's a huge business,
profit.
and there's a huge incentive to convict people.
Right.
Right, which is why it's so hard if you don't have money.
Which is why we have the largest incarceration rate of any country anywhere.
Right.
You know.
And the prison system.
So we either have this entire country is just
and
fucking
the prison
packed full
the
of
prison
criminals,
system, like
or we're doing something wrong,
Yeah.
or no,
locking
the way
people
most
up.
Americans think of it. No, we're doing it right. The whole world's doing it wrong.
Yeah.
that's the way
We're
think.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what's happening. So, anyway, yeah. So that judge, he was there. He never got beat up. You know, I mean, I know lots of guys that were there for protective custody. You can't send that judge to a regular low or a regular medium. You know what would happen to him in Yazoo, and that's in a low. Man, them dudes would beat the tar out of that motherfucker.
Beat him to a pulp.
My God. You know, look. So that though, nothing's gonna happen to that cop. He's gonna be fine.
Really?
Yeah, they're gonna send him to some place. They're gonna take care of him. They're gonna make sure he's okay. Because the truth is if you let someone like that get killed, then the next time a cop gets grabbed, or next time somebody does something where they're high profile, they don't take a plea. They go to trial, and you can't have everybody go to trial. The whole system would collapse.
Yeah, it's too much money, right?
Yeah. If everybody said, I'm going to trial, they would be like, what? Yeah, I'm going to trial and I want a speedy trial right now. They'd jump from having 50 or a couple hundred trials at the courthouse a month to 9,000. And they'd be like, well, what are we going to do? Well, we have to start giving out reasonable sentences. So,
Wow.
but now I'm getting preachy.
Yeah, you are.
I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. I get upset. And I hate
That's
to-
good. That's
and
really
I hate-
interesting. That's a really-
but
I didn't know
hate
about
to
that.
be preachy. I hate it when these guys get on there and they start how unfair it is and how this is unfair and that's unfair. Yeah, come on, bro. You were robbing banks. I mean, what are you doing? You went to
Yeah,
trial.
you were.
You know.
Right. But a lot of people aren't robbing banks. And they're
No,
still in
a
there.
lot of people aren't doing much of anything, and they end up getting 10 years. Those are the guys. Like, if you get a sentence that's reasonable, you got the sentence that's reasonable. Nobody ever thinks that the sentence. I've only met one or two people that said, the sentence I got was reasonable. I'm lucky I got that sentence. Literally, I've met maybe 2 or 3 people. John Bosiak, the credit card kid, should have gotten 12 years.
How
He
many
ended
years
up with
did
2.
2.
Because of a mistake. By a simple mistake that his lawyer caught just before he signed. Lawyer goes back, goes to the prosecutor and says, he's not pleading this. We're going to trial. We're going to do this. We're going to do that because you didn't have a warrant because of this, because of this, because of this. And the last minute, and the U.S. attorney came back and he goes, well, okay, fine, I'll drop that, but he's got to plead guilty to aggravated identity theft. And he got 24 months instead of 12 years.
Nice.
So, first of all, amazing public defender.
Oh, yeah.
Secondly, the only other guy, well, I know another guy, but this is another guy he was on meth. He'd been up for 5 days. He was a long distance trucker. He was driving through a national park. Just so happened that like the highway or something, some road went through a national park, federal property, and he was up and he dozed off and he ran over 2 hikers.
Dang.
Like he went off the road and knocked them both. Just dead. They're done. Woke up in the hospital. He said, I don't remember any of it. So I was driving. Last thing I remember, I was driving. I woke up in the hospital like a day or 2 later.
Damn.
That's happened to Shane a couple times.
Damn.
Nah.
He didn't hit anybody though.
No.
I hope. So he killed 2 people. Now they came to him and they said, "You're going." There was no like vehicular manslaughter in the federal system for some reason. They just didn't have it on the books. I guess they didn't think, well, vehicle or that's not federal or whatever. I don't know what the reason is. So they came to him and he pled guilty to 2 murders, and they gave him 15 years. And I remember thinking, 15 years? I just gotten 26 years for bank fraud.
Yeah.
And I was like, are you appealing it? And he looked at me and he went, I got 15 years for murdering 2 people. He said, I got a good deal. He said, I'm happy. They did right by me. He goes, I'm not appealing nothing.
Yeah.
I'm just doing the time. He said, I got lucky that's all I got. And I remember thinking about it, I thought, absolutely, you're right. Initially it was like, oh, what are you doing to try and fix it? And I didn't really kick back and think, oh, wait a second. Once he said that, I thought, oh no, you're absolutely right. You're right.
Yeah.
You're on meth for 5 days. You're driving. You killed 2 people walking along. And I understand it's vehicular manslaughter. It's not like a murder, but you definitely contributed a lot to it by taking meth, and you knew people were in danger. And so I started thinking about it, and I thought, no, that's a reasonable sentence. And I'm sure his family thinks that's not a reasonable sentence.
Right.
He should have been executed. But to somebody who's maybe driven drunk or done drugs or something like that, they probably think that's probably reasonable. He didn't mean to kill anybody. And,
Right.
you have to balance the anger with what's reasonable for society. And, everybody's always like, oh, that guy should get this much. That guy should get this much. Fuck him. Until they get pulled over for a DUI.
Yeah.
And they're supposed to do a year in prison. They're like, I shouldn't go to jail for, what are you talking about? You endangered every person's life on the road. Every person's life. You could have killed. You should be there. No, it's not what happened. I was just a couple of drinks. So they start because it affects you or their child.
Yeah.
See, I'm getting preachy. Fucking
How
hate that.
How many people like that you meet when you were in prison? How many people
bro.
have the attitude of that guy that killed those
Almost
2 people?
nobody.
Really?
99% of the people, I got too much time, or I didn't do this, or this is bullshit, or they're just whine and bitch and moan and cry, and it's just fucking horrible. And it's just like, especially when you hear some guy that's just like, you're like, Jesus God Almighty, you did this, you did that, you meet some guy who was kidnapping people and got 10 years for kidnapping guys and taking like a a taser to their testicles because the guy borrowed money from a Romanian mobster, and they duct tied him to a chair, and they were taking a fucking one of those cattle prod things and hitting him in the nuts until he comes up with the money. I mean, you're like, what the hell? That's all, you got, and that's all he got 10 years. I know guys, kidnapping. I know guys who are,
And he thought it was unjust. He thought his 10 years was unjust. He thought that he got fucked.
I don't want to say. I don't remember what exactly his position, but I that was probably a bad example because I don't remember. But I'm saying in general,
Yeah.
a lot of people, they do stuff and they just don't think that they should. They went into a bank with a gun and they got 10 years, and they're like, and you're like, yeah, but you robbed like 4 places, and you had a gun, and what if I wasn't going to kill nobody? Or it doesn't matter that you weren't going to kill anybody. I mean.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You went in with the gun. Something could have happened. What if something happened? What if somebody got killed? Yeah, but they didn't. And they're bitching and moaning. I should have gotten a few years. And
Was there any consistencies between all these people that you could see, that you could kind of tell, like any sort of personality traits between the people who thought they were in there unjustly and they didn't deserve it versus the people like you who thought that you deserved to be in there?
there were so few people.
Was that PayPal?
What's that?
My fucking girlfriend. She was $25 for a $1 bill signed T-Rex. Because I told you she jokes. She always says that I'm like I have little T-Rex arms. That's nice.
Tell her
That's
send
nice.
the PayPal.
Here's the problem: is
Send it,
that
pal.
yeah, exactly. Send the
PayPal.
Send the PayPal.
Send it, Jess.
Listen, you know what's so funny is like, and then I'll get her in bed and I'll be tickling her to the point where she's in tears, crying and can't breathe, and she's like, stop, and then these are the kinds
Tickling
of things.
her?
Oh, I just like really dig my fingers into
claws.
her ribs, and then
You make the T-Rex noise
Yeah,
when you do it.
and she's like, stop. It's horrible. And then this is the kind of thing. This is why.
Well, you could probably tickle her so well because your hands are so small. You can just like
Nice.
fit in all those little
Nice.
nooks and crannies.
Nice. You know what she sends
The
me?
little sausage fingers.
Oh, nice. She actually sent a little T-Rex with it.
Oh, the emoji.
And
Cute.
she'll actually send me little T-Rex like fucking memes or something. What do they call them?
Gifts.
Yeah, all kinds of.
The gifts, the ones that move.
Yeah, she's just mean. Just a mean-spirited, just horrible.
Well, that's probably because you tickle her so much.
I mean, she has it coming. I mean, to the point where like the next day she's like, "You understand? I have bruises. Oh, stop with that. Listen,
How do you earn a tickling though? Like she has it coming. Like,
she'll make some snide comment. Listen, it's a
I
concept.
can't even imagine the situation where I would tickle.
yeah.
Are you
that's
serious?
That's the retribution for an action.
Are
You've
you
done to me like I'm gonna tickle the
You
fuck
don't-
out of
oh,
you.
bro.
I mean, I can understand like tickling a child, like, because it's a fun thing. Like your kid,
What are
like you
talking
tickle your
about?
kid.
I tickle. Look at all these.
But your wife or your girlfriend is kind of
This-
weird.
This is
kinda weird,
This
man.
is all like these are all like T-Rex type
Tattoos.
little things she's sending me with T-Rex here, T-Rex there. She got the one where the T-Rex can't get to. He's trying to bend over and he can't reach the thing and his little thing. I mean, she does it all the time. Like I'll be in the car, I'll drop something, I'll go to lean over and grab it, and I like can't get to it, and she just bursts into out laughing. And I'm like, I mean, it's down by my feet. I mean, what is that? Nothing. And nobody could reach that. I mean, it's just horrible. Just
Yeah.
mean.
Somebody said they want a T-Rex sex tape and they'd pay $100 for it.
Send the money. No.
Send it.
You gotta you have a Patreon?
Yeah, I do have Patreon. I don't think anybody really put. I got like, I think I do. I have like, I have a few people that donate to it.
I got
don't think-
comment questions. People are
Let's
saying-
ask a couple more questions and we gotta end it.
Got to wrap this up. I'm hungry. You know what I've had to eat today? I've had like coffee today, and I've had a couple of handfuls of peanuts.
Nice.
Because and I didn't eat. No, that's not true. I also had the top of a blueberry muffin to come here because I thought there's a chance. I even told Jess. I said I'm gonna get a blueberry muffin because there's a chance that Danny doesn't feed me.
Yeah.
She goes, no. He said he was gonna
Have
order.
I
He
ever
said he's
not
gonna-
fed you?
She
Name one time I haven't
no,
fed you.
you haven't. But there was a chance. So I'm glad I got it.
Sure. Questions.
What's up?
Some of these are questions. Some of these aren't. Danny, 100% asked his mom in middle school for leg extensions. He's got a lot in common with Matt. True story, by the way. That's from Kyle
What
Roberts.
happened?
Kyle Roberts. somebody's claiming that I asked my mom for leg extensions.
Is that true?
Yes, it's true. I
Gotta
did.
be true if he said
It's
it.
gotta
No
be.
way!
Yeah, if that guy said it, it's definitely
That guy
true.
said it.
See the guy sent 50?
Damn.
Somebody said 50?
$50.
Whoa.
Hey Matt, so if I wanted a smallish painting done of a person kneeling down at night with a half-gallon gas cans in each hand, spread out, head down, this person is wearing a hoodie, and behind this person is a burning bridge. How can we make this happen?
What is it?
I don't
That's a
know.
pretty
Can you repeat the
specific-
question?
It's a guy kneeling down with
There.
gas cans in his hands and a bridge burning in the background.
What's that?
I mean,
Somebody just paid Matt
$150
$150.
Oh, sick.
what's that for?
Oh, that's for the rat painting with the dick.
Oh, I guess that. Do I need to?
Or is it
Make
them?
sure to confirm that that's the same person.
Yeah. How do I know that?
You see it?
Unepic. Who just sent us $150?
Yeah, everyone's going to say it was them.
Oh, yeah.
Some guy sent $5, said, "What's the craziest thing that happened in the feds?"
Wait. I want to hear the guy who sent 50. What did he say?
He wants a painting.
I gotta read that again.
50.
Yeah, read that
I
again.
read that really bad.
150.
So I was reading it in my head. As
Well, I don't know why he sent 50, but
Hey Matt, so if I wanted a smallish painting done of a person kneeling down at night with a half-gallon gas cans in each hand, spread out, head down, this person is wearing a hoodie, and behind this person is a burning bridge. How can we make this happen? So it's like somebody.
There's something very specific
this guy
behind
burned
that.
a fucking
This
bridge
guy burned
down.
a bridge, or he knows somebody that burned a bridge. He
So
wants
like
to-
burn, like is it kind of like tied to the term burning bridges?
Burning
Like that you
bridges?
burned
Maybe.
a bridge, like a relationship or
maybe
something?
it's a
Maybe.
play on it. Sure.
Maybe. How much? I don't know. Small painting.
Small. How much?
It's like a couple hundred. Look, it's
$200.
It's I mean $200 plus you got to ship it, and that's a small little painting.
Right. Like the size of the rat. That size painting for $200.
I'd go a little bit bigger than that for 200.
look at that.
Yeah.
So was that 150 definitely for the guy who wanted the rat picture with the dick on it?
I have no idea.
I think so. Hang on, let me check it.
It's gonna be some guy that wants a rat with no dick, and you're gonna draw a dick on
I
it.
specifically said no dick.
It's gonna show
Bro.
up with a dick on it.
Bro, look, Jess sent me $25.
I saw that.
Nice.
She wants
I
the
didn't
T-Rex.
realize that. That was I was showing.
Like-
you.
She wants you to sign a
T-Rex.
T-Rex.
Unbelievable.
I can't keep
Ooh,
track of all the hustles I'm doing in here.
Oh, I
Matt,
hate,
another guy-
I hope
This guy sent
when I see her tomorrow. Ooh.
this.
Getting tickled.
Oh.
Ooh, she's gonna get
I
tickled.
can't believe you guys don't.
I'm gonna tickle the shit out of her tomorrow.
What do you do when
When
your
the tickle
girlfriend gives
man
you a hard
comes for
time? What do you
you.
say? What do you do? You guys
Yeah,
just
just
you take
tickle
it?
her.
Bro,
Tickle
I mean-
the fuck out of her, Matt.
unbelievable. Let's see. What's it? Draw a little T-Rex.
Oh yeah, this guy touched by pros.
What?
He sent you $100 for the. He wants you to draw a dick on.
That's not the guy who sent the money on there though.
Yeah.
He said 150.
Oh.
Matt, this guy sent 5. He said, "Did you ever get pressed to join a gang?"
Look, I'm as soft as cotton. Nobody wants me in their gang. What am I going to do? Their books?
Yeah, you're the
What am I
bookkeeper.
going to do? Nobody's. Trust me, they don't want me a member of their gang.
Guy said, "Tell Matt to check his PayPal. I sent 100 for the live drawing of the rat with the wiener added to it."
I mean, it's 150.
Somebody said 150, bro.
Somebody said
I
150.
think it's this
not-
guy because he's giving a bunch of money too in the chat. He's probably giving like 20 in the chat on top of that.
Let me see it.
I just received $25. So I just drew a T-Rex.
What's the name on there?
Don't say what that is. Ask him to comment where it came from on Instagram, like what his name or Instagram on
PayPal.
PayPal. Like what was his PayPal name? From what? Like what's his account name on PayPal?
Okay, there's.
And as long as it says that,
And
which-
he's got to
Jess's-
send the address.
This is Jesse's
You drew a
T-Rex. I drew a little
T-Rex.
T-Rex.
oh, let's see it. Hold it up with the camera.
little T-Rex.
Oh, I didn't see it. I was reading.
Hold
Oh, that's sick.
A little T-Rex. There's your little
back towards you more.
me. You're so much trouble. I mean,
Jess on the camera how bad she's gonna get.
it's gonna be bad, bro. Like, it's gonna be bad. I cannot believe none of you.
losing his shit.
I cannot believe you guys think that like tickling you don't what do you do you don't wrestle with your girlfriend? Listen, throw on the ground and throw her on the bed and grab her and
Wrestle
You give her the
or wrestle?
RKO.
wrestle.
Wrestling.
What do you do? You don't You're not physical with them. What do you do? It's just, hey baby, you give them a little peck, and that's it.
You make it sound like you're either like allergic to your significant other, or you're tickling them, and there's nothing in the middle.
I mean, that's listen. I'm a physical person.
You're
I'm
either
gonna
punching them or you're tickling
not
them.
There's
punching
people-
them. That's why I tickle them.
Hey, people are sending
no
money.
gray area.
I mean,
God damn.
you know what the worst thing is? The worst thing is the other day I was on top of her and I was trying to and she's grabbed my arms and she's holding me and I literally couldn't get out from underneath her grip. And I remember I actually physically like stopped for a second and went and thought,
She could kill you right now.
fuck, I got to start working out. I mean, she's really strong.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Hey, some guy sent $10. He said, "How does he get in touch with you to get a painting?"
It's, I mean, my emails.
What's your email address?
It's.
Is it on your website?
You know how
or-
you can do. You know,
or-
go
or
to
what?
go to inside. You can go to insidetruecrime.com and people contact me through because you can leave a message. And it's also got my email address on it.
Okay.
So you can-
InsideTrueCrime.com. Go there, go to contact, and you'll find everything.
You can absolutely. But people contact me all the time through that.
I got a bunch more
Fair enough.
to read through.
What's the craziest thing you saw in the feds?
Oh, that's this guy again. What was the cra? I mean, I you know it in
No
what
crazy beatdowns
yeah
or
what's
nothing
the,
or
I mean,
what?
bro,
What was the craziest?
I watched a Jamaican guy, and actually I don't know, one was Jamaican, one was I don't know. I watched two guy get beat over the beat with a. It's so horrible to laugh at this. He took a broom handle. The guy sat in his chair a couple times, and he told him not to do it again. The guy, look, your chair.
What chair?
Like your TV. Like you've got
your TV chair.
You have a TV chair. You have a spot, right?
You have your own chair.
You have your own chair. So you got like this little spot.
Check where that came from so we can double check it.
What says his name? I mean, it says where it's from, right? Right there.
Oh, that's what it is?
From, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's not him then.
So what happens is you have a little spot, like this is where I sit every day, and this is my, and other guys might be like, hey man, can I sit in your spot? And you're like, yeah, okay, bro, but tonight, and so you kind of own it, and guys will protect it. It's like their little piece of real estate. They actually act like they own it. They don't actually own it.
And this is the most fucked up thing you saw? What you're getting to right now?
I mean, it's one. I couldn't pick one. Look, bro, I was standing next to a guy one time when there was a Mexican guy here, and another Mexican came up, and he had a belt, and they looped it through a lock, and he ran up behind him and thumped him.
Oh, yeah, you told me that
right in
one.
the back of the head multiple times.
Split his head
Guy
open?
Split his head, not once. Hit him. The guy fell down, got up, hit him again, fell down, got up, hit him. The guy must have hit him like 3 or 4 times. Guy was bleeding so much, you can't believe how much this guy was bleeding out of his skull.
God,
It was just
damn.
disgusting.
He didn't die?
No, he didn't die. The whole thing was over. I mean, in prison, over a
He
punk.
was a chomo, right?
No, he wasn't.
Oh.
This was in the medium. It was over a punk. It was over. This guy is sleeping with or having sex with this guy's punk, and so he attacked him. I mean, these guys are fighting over sexual partners.
God
Yeah,
damn.
it's
So
like
it's insanity. It's fucking insane. But the worst thing, I told you that.
it's like that. It's like that fucking what's Lord of the Flies.
Oh, it's just
Just
horrible.
they turn into
They're
like,
monsters.
This
Just
lowest form
little.
of,
Absolutely. Guys are fighting over anything. Like you borrowed a magazine and didn't return it.
Yeah.
You're disrespectful, bro. Oh man, I lost your magazine, man. What do you want me to do, man? You owe me this. It's like, what are you doing? I know a guy that got
go back to your
stabbed one
story.
time.
Go back to your story that you started about the
I know.
guy
Stick.
that
Okay,
took
when-
someone's chair.
Okay, real quick, I knew a guy that got stabbed one time because when he walked by another guy, the one guy went like this, and the other guy didn't notice it, so he didn't, go, "What's up?" back, and the other guy, because he was bipolar, in his mind, he turned that into a completely disrespectful. This guy's not showing me the respect he needs, and within 30, 45 minutes, he'd worked himself up in such a frenzy, he went and got a fucking shank, walked up to the other guy, and stabbed him in the back. Because I didn't go, "What's up?"
Right.
I didn't see you.
God damn.
Guy stabbed him. So I mean, it's just insanity. So, but the other guy basically, he had sat in his spot, told him not to do it again. Guy sat in it again. Guy came in, saw him sitting in his spot, went into the broom closet wherever, got a mop handle, came back, walked up behind him, and bow, just smashed him in the head with the back of the mop handle. Guy fell forward, hit the ground, lay there for a second, then kind of woke up, and then realized what happened, and then ran up the stairs after the other guy, and they fought on the second tier for 4 or 5 minutes. And you've seen people fight. 4 or 5 minutes
long time.
is an exhausting amount of time to fight. They fought and fought and fought and fought. When it was over, there was blood. There was one of the guys that lost like a gold tooth. Dreads had been pulled out of the hair. I mean, it was just like, it was all over a 4 square foot piece of real estate that neither one of you fuckers owns. Because this is my spot.
Yeah.
It's my only piece of real estate. It all really boils down to real estate.
It all
always
boils down to
real
real
estate.
estate.
I mean, just pure stupidity.
Guy was staying there fraudulently.
Yeah. It's not
on
like
his real
the
estate.
He was squatting.
The worst thing I saw, I told you this, the worst thing I saw
Was in the library.
was in the library.
Yeah. We all remember that story.
Horrible. Just a grown man reduced to begging and pleading.
Please, baby.
Please, baby. Please, baby.
Oh yeah.
It's just so pathetic.
You check your PayPal. He said that this is his email. So if that's in the PayPal, that's the guy that's saying he sent you the $150.
You might as well say it. He typed it in the chat.
Yeah, I think you have to check it like in the app though.
Yes, you have to check his email.
Yeah, you got to log in.
Tony.
He's probably a hacker. He's gonna
Probably,
He's
yeah.
probably gonna hack into my.
All right,
He's
let's-
scamming you.
Let's wrap it up. We just did like 2.5 hour podcast.
Got a couple more things.
Couple more. Okay, couple more things.
Paying questions.
Pain.
Who do we have to Hillary in order to get Matt Cox on the Joe Rogan show? I have no idea what that means.
Who do we have to Hillary?
Oh,
Nice.
Suicide,
who
maybe?
you got to kill?
Yeah, who you got to
Oh,
kill,
this
yeah.
Who you got a suicide?
That's this one,
Uh-huh.
right?
Okay, so that would be the email.
Yeah, that's the email. Is that his email?
That's not his email. That's his email.
There's some dead air going on here, folks.
Well, okay. Well, I mean, I will.
We'll figure it out when we end the show.
I'll figure it out as soon as I go.
We'll figure
you
that
can
out.
you can contact them through PayPal, but you can email them back on PayPal.
Okay. Yeah,
And we'll
because
do
it's got their. I'll go to my PayPal account tomorrow and hit everybody up.
Awesome.
But so if it's definitely there, it's there. I'll grab you. And
Well, that was a fun podcast. Thanks for your time, Matt.
Let's eat.
And we're gonna go.
yeah,
eat
man, we
something.
need to. Not crab leg. I don't want crab.
We'll go
leg.
get you
It's
some chicken.
Disgusting. It's breaking stuff up. And
All right.
so did I sell this painting?
Yeah, I think we sold the rat. Whoever paid you that 150, we're gonna send that rat to.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna send it. Listen, people mail me books all the time. And
Yeah.
I
Double
sign
check to
them
make
and
sure
send
it's
them
the
right
big
back
guy.
and do the whole
Yeah.
and do the whole thing.
All right, Matt, hit the audience with where they can follow you and subscribe to you and all that jazz.
Yeah, man. Listen, I need subscribers on my channel. I got a bunch of narrated
Inside true crime
my
on YouTube.
stories. I'm posting movie reviews. You got to hit the notification button.
Mm-hmm.
I've got merchandise. I've got and you saw my merch, right? It's
it's
not like
fire.
it's not just little it's not concrete.
you
Like
got
I
some-
went all in. Did you see with the fine arts? I got some great merchandise.
yeah,
I
he
got
did
some
some.
cool shit.
You're killing it.
You didn't even see it. You're just lying.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Anyway, go to the store, check it
Inside
out,
True
buy
Crime.
some stuff.
You don't
Inside
want Luke
True.
to really give you a true review
Yeah, I got-
of your merch.
Are you? No, you. What? Did you see it?
No. I don't
No,
I
no.
don't know what you're talking.
You don't want him to see it.
What are you talking? No. What do you
I
mean?
saw his thumbnail that he made. That was great.
Are you
He's
joking?
coming out of the bullet hole.
Are you joking? No. My merch is good stuff, bro. I am. Oh, I'm pissed now. I can't believe I'm being critiqued by Danny.
Oh man.
So upsetting.
God forbid.
God forbid. You should tickle him.
Yeah, don't
I
tickle
will
me.
tickle him.
Please don't tickle me.
I don't understand.
I'm
I
calling-
don't
I'm calling
understand
the
what
fucking
the
cops on you.
Look, it's not the first time a grown man has tickled you. All right, so here.
Deep question. Look,
Got a $20 question.
that's a deep one. You want to read it?
Look. So this is.
We need the merch review first.
Yeah, that's bent, which is a story.
Okay.
These are his T-shirts. What are you looking at?
That looks cool.
Yeah. Well, you got the logo.
It's cool.
Tell them the truth, Luke. Don't sugarcoat it.
It's fine. It's a shirt.
It's fine.
It's fine arts, is what it is.
Here's my. You're not even helping, bro. I mean, it's like.
What? How many
okay,
people
there,
do you
there.
need to click on an image?
All right, so that's the true crime. That's the logo. So
Yeah.
logo for the shirt. I mean, for the channel, and then every story has its own shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks great, and everybody should go buy one.
Oh my God! All right. It's. I mean, you could have tried it. You know. All right. I love this.
Let's read the last question.
last
It's
question.
what do you want to say? It's a fucking beautiful T-shirt. It's a goddamn shirt. You can mow the lawn in it. Great. Buy one.
Drop a bomb.
Look, I got a buddy named Jacob Diaz. I actually wrote a story about him called "The Unlikely Narco." He just
I remember that one.
He just sent me a text.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, yeah. You should.
I talked to him, didn't I?
You should do a podcast.
I talked to him already, didn't I?
I don't know. I don't know if you called him. I don't know what happened with that. But
What
you
was that
need to.
$20 question we just got?
Do you take time to introspectively examine yourself and who you are? I assume while you were in prison, you had plenty of opportunities to do so.
I was just thinking, I mean, for God's sakes, I had 12 years. Yeah, I'd say for about 6 years, I was irritated and upset and felt I had not gotten, I got too much time and this and that. I still think I got too much time. But I mean, you know, after about 6 or 7 years, you kind of realize you meet enough people, you kind of look at the whole thing and look at the situation, and look at the people that you impacted and the victims and the damage that you caused and to yourself and to everybody else, and you start to kind of go, well, you know, if enough people out there say you're an asshole, you're probably an asshole. And so at some point you kind of go, okay, well, enough people are saying I'm basically a scumbag. I clearly must have behaved like a scumbag. And you start to look at it, and I mean, I definitely did look at it. And you know, I don't think anybody even
Does this
really
apply to the
believes
comment
that.
section too? If a bunch of people say some shit about you in the comments, does that mean it's
You
true?
mean like that you're unprofessional and
And you're a
need
fucking
to-
idiot,
Talentless.
talentless,
I mean,
retarded?
I think there's a lot of trolls. So, but in general, I think absolutely. I mean, I went to prison. Look, they didn't send me to fucking prison because I was a saint or because I didn't have it coming. It's not like I went to trial. It's not like I said I'm not guilty and I went to trial and this and that. Fucking guilty. Knew I was guilty. Always knew I was guilty. Didn't think I should have got 20 years, 26 years. Still don't. But I honestly probably deserve to get 10 years. I mean, absolutely. It was it was just a fucked up situation. And there's 100 different factors, and there's just no way to justify it. So for me to even sit here and say, well, you got to understand this is what happened. What happened was I was just a complete fucking greedy derelict, narcissistic fucking scumbag, and I had at least a 10-year fucking sentence coming, and I'll pay for it not only for the 10 years, I'll pay for it for 5 more years of probation, and I'll pay for it for the rest of my fucking life. Mm-hmm. You know, and it's never going to be the same. I'll never recover. And there are people that lost money, and I'm going to do what I can to pay them back. But the truth is, I'm paying back $6 million that I didn't get $6 million. I didn't see $6 million. Mm-hmm. They sold a bunch of property. They got a bunch of stuff back. But the bottom line is, it'll follow me the rest of my life, and there will never be. I'll probably never recoup from it. You know, but I'm lucky I'm out. I'm thrilled to be out. I'm thankful that I'm out. You know, bro, being in fucking prison, and my out date was 20-30. How can I get out now and be pissed because somebody cut me off, or because I'm living in Stacy's spare room? I'm thankful that Stacy's got a spare room for me. I'm fucking dating a chick that's amazing. She's hilarious. She's funny. She deals with me. She puts up with my shit.
You're not locked up.
I'm not fucking locked up.
She puts up with your tickling
She
her?
puts up with the tickling.
Short arms. I mean, come on.
I'll take it, bro. I'll take it.
Yeah.
I'll take shit from people.
You ain't locked up.
I'm thrilled. Anything beats
Hell yeah.
beats that. It sucks.
It's a good way to look at it.
You know what the worst part of it was? Towards the end, the last few years, it just didn't bother me at all anymore. It really, the last 4 or 5 years, I had a good routine, and I was okay, and I didn't think about the outside anymore. And I'm still coping with figuring out how to focus on the outside. You're asking me questions that everybody else knows. I don't watch the news. I don't watch TV because I got used to not really watching TV. I got used to just not paying attention to those things. I have these little things that I like to do, and I'm still doing them. I like to research the stories and write the stories. I'm now starting to understand the YouTube and the this and the that. I have my own little tiny world. There's a massive fucking world out, and I'm still focused on my little tiny world. I'm slowly getting better, but it's fucking 12 and a half years, bro. I'm fucked up.
Yeah.
I wasn't all that non-fucked up when I went in. So, I don't think I answered that question properly, but that's the best you're getting.
It's good enough.
Doesn't matter.
That was great.
That was more than anyone could
That was
pay
a
for.
$20 answer.
That was a $20 answer for sure. Well, thanks again, Matt. Let's go eat.
Let's go.
Oh, man.
End it, Austin.
Awesome.